Did you know, for example, 32% of women believe it's possible to communicate with the dead? So don't bother trying to kill yourself, she'll still be rabbiting on. In the UK, trousers cause twice as many accidents as chainsaws, which is true. I've had a lot of accidents in my trousers. A female mackerel lays 500,000 eggs at any one time. Slag. And 9% of cat owners claim their cat had a say in their choice of partner, and that choice of partner was not to have one. Let's get started. Top household convenience drivers would like in their car.
How about replacing the electric windows with sash windows?
That's nice. And having a window box on the bonnet.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Got some
Little
nice
flowers,
flowers,
yeah, grow your own. Yeah.
You know, like using your mobiles illegal. What about a landline?
That is thinking.
An ejector seat like the one I've got in my bedroom.
You've got an ejector seat in the bedroom?
Yeah, I say it'll be very nice, but off you go. But I reckon a fridge.
That's the right answer.
Fridge, yeah.
That's basically what an ice cream van is, though.
That is an ice cream van,
Well, you're saying it. What am I saying?
Yes, the top household convenience drivers would like in their car is a fridge. You can get a car with a fridge and a TV and a sink. It's called a caravan, and if you buy one, he'll blow it up. OK, next one. Biggest cause of anger in Britain.
I tell you what winds me up. Oh, it makes me absolutely... You know when it's a windy day and it's raining and your umbrella ends up going like that?
Ooh.
Is it badly organised anger management classes?
Biggest cause of anger in Britain.
Is it the ratio of steak to kidney in most steak and kidney pies?
Yeah.
Very rarely do they get it right. You always go, oh, that's 2 kidneys. Or you go, where's the kidney? I didn't buy a steak pie. And then the wind picks up and your umbrella goes, and you go, what a day!
OK, so a biggest cause of anger in Britain.
Is it when you're in a supermarket and you've bought loads of shopping and the woman says, do you want some bags? And you're like, what? You know, I've got clown's trousers, I'll just whack it in my pocket.
It's a very British thing.
Queuing. People jumping the queue.
Oh, I know.
Correct.
Oh, no, it's that.
Yes, the biggest cause of anger in Britain is queue jumping. Here's a tip. If you're in the supermarket and there's a massive queue and you've only got a few items, get to the back, no one cares. Did you know, for example, 10% of pet owners buy their pet an outfit for Christmas? I bought my puppies an outfit for Christmas. It was a duffel bag to go swimming in.
Nice pair. It is clenched. You can crack walnut in that.
I could crack a walnut.
Relax.
Drink it in, Bruno. That's what a real man looks
God,
like.
no.
Can I just say, while he was drinking it in, I think a bit went on me. And...
We're forming a boy band together. We are. It's called One Erection. It's gonna be huge.
Is it weird being heckled from behind?
I'm actually used to it, Sean. 7% of people who give presents say it's the thought that counts, and generally the thought is, that'll do. And 14% of Brits drink more than they intend to over Christmas, which isn't easy because they intend to get absolutely bloody shit-faced. Right, let's get started. Can you hear that? Can you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? I think that means Santa Claus is coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Helm, our Santa Claus. Hey, Santa.
Hello.
Is it a busy time of year for you, Santa Claus?
Is it a busy time of year for me, is it, Jimmy? You taking the piss?
Just asking, is it...
Yes, Jimmy, it's fucking busy right now.
Right, OK. Well, we were going to book you in the summer, but people weren't into it.
He's such a prick.
OK, how come you're here? Just tell us why you're here,
I'm here because I'm going to ask a series of questions, and then if you get it right, you get a nice gift, and if you get it wrong, you get a pile of shit. So, so we're going to do this.
Good, Christmassy.
Oh, stop talking over my bit. Bruno, what's the biggest selling Christmas single of all time? White Christmas by Bing Crosby, or Do They Know It's Christmas by Band Aid?
White Christmas by Bing Crosby.
Yeah, fine, fuck it, Bruno.
Keep it short, keep it sweet.
I've got no
Oh,
idea.
Lane Goodman. But I see him 9 months of the year. I don't want
Get
it.
your boyfriend to wear it.
Thanks once again, Santa.
I think some people only do at Christmas is drink eggnog. Eggnog? It's liquid egg. Why would you want to drink that? You only should drink it if there's loads of alcohol in it, and even then it still tastes like gleet.
You're not a fan of eggnog? I've got a little drinky treat for you.
You haven't got
Gas
eggnog,
egg.
have you?
Well, I've got better than eggnog. What I've done is I've got some eggnog, but I've bought some bacon-flavoured vodka. Oh. So I'm making bacon and eggnog.
Let's have that.
OK?
It's just egg and cream. Why would you do it?
All right, well, I take it you don't want one then.
I'll have one.
How come they've got
I've got some other drinks. Don't worry about that. I'll pass these.
that
Go on, I'll give you two of these over here.
Where's the
Hang on.
vodka, though?
It's just egg.
I'll give you the vodka in 1 sec. Hang on. There's the vodka. But taste that, genuinely.
Yeah, do you want put it in the eggnog or just...
I mean, that looks like a pussy discharge.
No, that's already in the eggnog. The other drinks that I've got for you, just because Christmas drinks are fun, I've got this is pizza-flavoured beer.
I'll have a go on that.
What's that
Sure.
one?
So it's beer, but genuinely tastes of a pizza. Get involved.
Awesome.
You want to give that a go?
Oh, yeah, I'll have a go, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy.
I want some beans.
I have mine with a fried slice.
A lot of the stuff I drink smells of bacon because I don't do the washing up properly.
He drank both.
That joke...
There you
He's
go.
vile. He's
Bruno.
absolutely vile. Yeah.
Give
Have
me that.
some more, darling.
Oh, I haven't had bacon for months.
Genuinely, that is that taste of pizza. That taste of pizza.
Did you know, for example, 43% of women want a partner that surprises them from time to time? You're back early, darling. This is Karen. Surprise! 45% of adults try to unplug from technology at least once a week. My nan unplugged from technology recently. Well, technically, we unplugged her. And the average person will spend 35 days of their life brushing their teeth. But spare a thought for Rob Beckett. His teeth are like the Forth Bridge. As soon as he's finished, he has to start again. Right, let's get started. Rob's team.
I think people want to travel. People like travelling.
Yeah.
I don't really like travelling.
Really?
No, I like being in the place. I don't like getting there. I went to Thailand, and it was really strange because basically there's not a lot of blonde fellas in Thailand, and like people coming up to me, laughing, pointing, and rubbing my head. Like they was all laughing at me because I was different. So it was like I felt like slightly racist, but I wasn't bothered. I didn't care, but like I felt like
sorry.
yeah.
What does that feel like?
It's
Tell
tough.
me more.
Like,
Tell
it's
me
tough,
more.
Ola.
But people actually used to do that to me, though. Like, I had a bit more hair when I was at school. People used to come up to me and go, testing, testing.
Really?
What? Yeah.
Where did you go to school?
A white school.
A white school.
It was a private school. It was a private, so
Was
it
it
was
private
white.
school?
Yeah, I went to... Why are you so surprised I went to private?
You said you're from Croydon. I didn't know they had them in Croydon.
Surprise, surprise. There's a part of Croydon where they tuck away all the rich people. And
Sorry, I call bullshit on that. This private school is sounding more like a secure unit.
White people are the absolute worst, and then when the kids go on gap years and they try to help,
They'll be like, oh, I'm just going to build a school. That's maybe 20 minutes of digging a hole, and then it's just drinking in the hostel. And they don't want you to be there. They don't want you there with your pale skin and loose morals. That's like if we had hookers from LA come help lend a hand in British schools.
Oh, I definitely would have gone to school.
It does make you realise travelling, though, like the white privilege. So my brother-in-law is British Indian, and we travelled together home for Christmas this year, and I'm really late to airports all of the time, and he was getting really angry with me, and I couldn't understand it, and I was like, come on, madam, like, we'll just run through the airport. And he's like, you don't understand. I'm a brown man who likes to wear mainly black clothes, and my orthopaedic backpack clutches around the front. I cannot run through an airport.
Where's the best place you've ever been?
Probably Dubai. That was quite fun.
Yeah, it'd be nice when it's finished.
It was the first time I'd ever been to, like, an amazing hotel.
And then you looked out the window and saw women with no rights, and you're like...
Yeah. I kind of...
shut the window off. Enjoy the start of it,
Ola, where's the coolest place you've been? Where have you travelled?
I really liked going around Southeast Asia. I went to Malaysia. Bad thing is, I flew Malaysian Airlines.
We're lucky to have you here today.
Yeah, I know. It's really easy to make fun of an airline for losing 2 planes, but all I'd say on the issue is I've never paid so much attention to that safety video in my life. I asked them to rewind that.
Sorry,
Let me see that one more time.
You flew with them after they lost 2 planes?
Yeah.
You love a bargain, don't you?
It was the bumpiest landing I've ever had in my life. He landed the plane like he didn't expect to get that far, but...
First time I went on a plane, right, went abroad, went to Jersey.
Right, last year, yeah.
No, I was a kid, right, and I was with my granddad, and he said he used to fly planes in the war. That was his job. And then we're on the plane. He's smoking. It's where you could smoke on a plane. He's smoking, got a whiskey, and he's all getting a bit jittery. Hang on, Granddad, why are you nervous? You used to fly a plane in the war, didn't you? And I was fucking lying, weren't I?
All right, well, shall we have a look and see if travelling the world is up there? Yes, it's travelling the world. More and more OAPs are taking gap years. Bad enough not remembering why you went into the living room, but Cambodia, what did I come in here for? Did you know, for example, students have to apply for an average of 24 jobs before they find a position? Things are tough out there. I met a guy recently who told me he had a first with honours, an MA and a PhD. I said, that's great, but I asked you for a burger without pickle. 72% of people find spending time with animals relaxing. I like having dogs around, but my girlfriend objects to all the licking of balls and sniffing of bums. She says it upsets the dogs. And 40% of men worry about getting fat. There's a simple test for men. Look down at your stomach. If it's flat, you've got nothing to worry about. If it's sticking out a bit, you might need to go on a diet. And if you can't see your stomach because your boobs are getting in the way, you've got a problem. Right, let's get started. Dawnstein.
Well, I think everyone's just overjoyed about Prince Charles's birthday.
Yay!
And I'd like to do him a special birthday message.
Please do.
Happy birthday, sir. That's it.
Well, Prince Charles is 65. He's of retirement age now.
Jimmy, he looks older. He
Well,
looks
you can
older than
talk.
65. But no, he does. Seriously, I thought he was more.
Jordan, what do you think of Prince Charles? He's 65. Have you met him?
I think I have.
You think you have? Some people have met him, some people haven't, but there's very few in your category of... I think I might have.
I feel like I could have met him because I've done some stuff in life that might have led me there, but every time I see pictures of him, he's got really fat fingers, like he's got really fat sausage fingers. And I think if I met him, I would have remembered the handshake. I feel like if we didn't have a royal family, there's risk that half the world just won't care about us anymore. Do you not ever feel that?
Hey, we still got the Rizzle kicks, relax.
I just think it gives us an identity. Like, you can associate us, everyone's like, oh, Britain, the Queen.
I know, but unfortunately, it's an identity of a load of inbred wankers.
I can tell you it's not one of the most talked about things this week, but Prince Charles turns 65. At Charles's age, most people are thinking about putting their feet up and doing nothing. But he fancies a change. OK, let's get some answers on this. So we asked our studio audience, should people grow old gracefully, yes or no? What do you think, Sean?
No.
No, they shouldn't.
No.
John?
No, I don't think people should grow old gracefully.
Well, I can tell you the answer is no. Only 43% of our audience think you should grow old gracefully. I'm definitely going to try and grow old gracefully, and by that I mean in 10 years I'm hoping to be wearing Lycra on Strictly rather than eating kangaroo anus on I'm a Celebrity. Did you know, for example, 25% of couples say they experiment in the bedroom? We do. Last week we put the chest of drawers next to the window and the cupboard over by the shoe rack. Like to keep it fresh. 35% of single women worry they've missed the boat by holding out for Mr. Perfect. Don't worry, ladies, you can have Mr. Perfect if that's what you call one of your many cats. And 1 in 10 people would rather meet a date online first. If you think chatting online lets you get to know the real person before a date, you've clearly never turned up at an amusement arcade clutching a bunch of balloons, only to discover you've been chatting to an undercover child protection officer, who fortunately was a big fan of the show, so it all turned out OK. Right, let's get started. Sean's team, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
Yeah, European Championships. I reckon they're talking about that. I mean, a lot of people talking about that.
It's quieter than normal, though. It's not as much. I reckon everyone's getting ready for the Olympics.
Everyone's waiting for the racism to kick off. That's why it's quiet, because there's been so much lead up to it that the fact that it's having... It's like if you had a party and you had a massive balloon and you just held a pin next to it like that, and you went, how's the party? Is everyone enjoying the party? Everyone would really be thinking, when are you going to burst that fucking balloon? Because I'm going to cry when that happens.
How scared are you of a balloon bursting?
You're telling me you don't have an ounce of fear when someone's blowing a balloon and they get to that point where the colours started to fade and it's too big, and you want to say to him, it's big enough, stop!
John, that's when I hold my eyelids open and walk right up to the balloon.
The only time I've got interest in football is when Peter Crouch and David Beckham are playing, and basically...
Such a weird mix.
That famous heartthrob, Peter Crouch.
I love him. That dance he does.
That dance he does?
That's not it.
You're the only
You're thinking of dressage.
I love Spurs, that's who I support.
Right.
And they're not playing, are they, in the Euros?
They're not playing in the Euros, no.
As a Spurs fan, you'll know that the Spurs manager left this week. His name was...
Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho. He's got quite a Cockney accent now. He's really picked up English, Jose Mourinho.
Oh, is it Harry Redknapp?
Harry Redknapp.
That's it. I love Harry. I love Harry.
You know what I didn't like about the match against France was it started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I have to watch it with my kids, which ruins it, because they just ask loads and loads of questions. So it starts off, they go, who's in the white shirts? You go, that's England. Oh, we live in England, don't we? Yes. Who's in the blue shirts? That's France. Why is he wearing yellow? He's the referee. What does he do? He tells all the rules. What are the rules? You can't pick the ball up. Why is that man picking the ball up? He's the England goalkeeper. England? Why is he wearing green? You go, oh. In the end, I just recorded it and put Happy Feet on and got my own back. You go, why is that penguin talking? They can't knit scarves.
There's a new player that I didn't know, the 18-year-old from, is it Arsenal? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain?
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
He can actually form sentences and everything. I watched an interview with him and it was like, this is an England footballer. He's
His
really
name is a
articulate
sentence.
and he can speak. It's amazing.
Someone's got a crush.
He's got a great name, Oxlade-Chamberlain. It sounds like a fold-away bicycle, doesn't it? Yes. I commute with my Oxlade-Chamberlain and I'm ready to ride.
I think he's 18, he must be gutted.
He's 22, isn't he?
No, he's 18.
He's the youngest player apart from Rooney to play in the Euros. Is he? I think.
This guy's doing the stickers, Sean. I wouldn't question him on Euros.
Right.
Has anyone got their swaps?
You're not actually collecting the stickers, are you?
Yes.
The Panini stickers book?
Yeah, but I didn't want it to come out like this. I thought I'd at least entice a girl back to my bedroom before I brought out my swaps.
How many do you need now?
How many do I need? 250 stickers and 1 girlfriend. Does anyone have the England shiny?
It's dreadful, the shiny. It's not the official badge because it's not licensed because we go with mail-in. But I'm not doing the stickers because I'm cool. Weirdo alert!
Are you doing the stickers
John
as well?
is doing the stickers. I've swapped with John.
You're collecting the stickers?
I am acquiring stickers.
I can't believe you two are collecting You're grown men!
Me and Josh were together in Greenwich last week, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we went on the hunt for stickers.
Do they have any stats on, or is it just the pictures of the blokes?
Oh, now she's interested.
I've got an Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain that...
Oh, I need that. That's Theo Walcott, I'll swap you.
Oh.
This may be the most tragic thing I've ever heard.
It's pretty much what the newsagent said when I said you're doing the stickers, and he just looked at both of us and went, no.
Feel free to take a bite. Maybe bite his nose off? That was like something from Silence of the Lambs. Alan, I got you this. Hope you like it. Look at that.
Not a very good receiver.
You're not a very good receiver?
I feel very negative. As soon as I see it coming, I think, oh, no, don't get that. I don't want anything. What have you got me? Oh, I'm like that. So I'm not disappointed. Jelly baby.
That's a gummy bear.
What's that all about? You're taking a piss? What's that?
Apparently, you're not a very good receiver. We wanted to test that out.
You've got another one.
Now.
If you don't like that one, we got
quite
you that
heavy.
one.
That's quite heavy. It's a larger one, look.
Big versions of things like that make me feel a bit ill.
Imagine how hungover.
That looks delicious. Feel free to take a bite. Maybe bite his nose off?
OK. Oh, yeah.
It's like watching a lion. That was like something from Silence of the Lambs. Machine. Got you that. Got you a little present.
Thank you very much, Jimmy.
No problem at all. Happy to help. Hope you like it. I've got you a couple of things.
What have you got me?
Well, you know, sometimes there isn't mistletoe around when you want mistletoe.
Yeah. Hello. That's not threatening to anyone at all, is it? What's this bit?
That's a personalised calendar I had made for you.
Oh my God, you really have. Motion quantity. Written all over it.
December's my favourite. Go December. December's worth checking out.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Nice.
Is that you, Sean?
Yeah, I wear the apron round the other way. I have all hot fat all up my front.
Henning, how long have you been living in the UK?
Since 2002.
So you've been here a long time. I consider you to be sort of English now, basically.
Yeah, I
so
am.
I got you this. Look at that.
Thank you very
Congratulations. Welcome.
Delightful. It's getting better.
Yes.
When England win the World Cup. There I will be in Trafalgar Square shouting with the best of them.
I got you a little additional gift as well.
Well, let me
I think
put
any
the
Englishman would be
gubbins
happy
on
with that.
first.
Yes.
Enjoy. Thank you very much.
6. Oh,
Yeah.
should really, should I?
2 World Wars and 1 World Cup.
He's one of us.
The World at War, the ultimate restored edition. So is that the one we win? Yeah.
We like the start.
Yeah. 31% of taxi drivers don't take a break whilst at work. You'd think that would make them cranky and opinionated. And a teaspoon contains 120 drops of water. That's according to research by Professor, probably, from the University of... Yeah, I reckon. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Jason's team, you're to guess first. What do you think people might have been talking about this week?
It's the untimely death of Molly Sugden. Who saw that coming? Who else is that?
Jimmy.
Is it...
Jimmy. He had his chance.
Yes, David, what?
Have you heard Michael Jackson is dead?
Yes.
I thought the coverage, like the night he died on Thursday, was it Thursday when it happened?
Thursday, yeah.
I mean, I sat there all night just flipping channels between BBC, Sky News, just trying to see how many different ways you can say Michael Jackson is dead. There was this lady on BBC News, and she said, Michael Jackson, King of Pop, dead at 50. We go back live to Los Angeles for an update. He dead! He's still dead.
Are you sad about it?
For me, it's a little bit like when Diana dies. I couldn't give a fuck. The audience, how do you feel? Are you good at... Do you feel sad? No, it's a weird one. A few of you, yes. Now, I read in the paper, the big story, the real tragedy around Michael Jackson's death was the fact you were looking for a house and you lost out on the deposit.
Yeah, there's an element of truth in that, yeah.
So did you find him a house?
He was actually found 3 houses. And this is perhaps why I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, yeah. Is he living in one?
Because... just a little bit. He was due to sign he was due to choose one of the houses this week.
So what was he looking for? Was it a flat?
Fairground, isn't it? Has it got an ensuite? Has it got a waltzer?
Well, what was he looking for?
He needed what was essentially a stately home, but it needed to have all the mod cons of a gym and a cinema and a panic room and that sort of thing.
But I think what's quite interesting is they were going to have a state funeral. People were going to go and see his coffin. What they're going to do instead of a state funeral, they're just going to dangle him out of a window for 30 seconds.
Let's have a look and see whether Michael Jackson is one of the most talked about things this week. I imagine he's right up there. Yes, indeed. I think the highest percentage we've ever had. Yes, Michael Jackson has passed away. You could tell Michael Jackson wasn't well. He hasn't looked himself since about 1984. Did you know, for example, 29% of women under 30 say they want the perfect body? Well, here it is, ladies. Come and get it. 79% of people say they feel guilty putting recyclables in the bin. I get round it by placing my recyclables in a paper bag and throwing that in a hedge. And the average woman walks 7,000 miles in her lifetime whilst hoovering. And that statistic is brought to you by the year 1953. Right, let's get started. Top reason people are jealous of their friends.
I've got a mate who works at a Marmite factory.
Yeah.
He's always the talk of the town, so...
Yeah. Some people love him, some people...
No, we all love him.
So I'm jealous of is Joe's beard. I can't grow a beard.
Me neither.
I can't. And if I had 2 weeks, I just look like a sort of, really old tennis ball. Patchy and bits there. I mean, you could just probably knock that out in a couple of hours, can you? Yeah.
You're looking at that through rose-tinted glasses, though, because Joe can't go to playgrounds, for example. Are you jealous of any of your friends?
I can't get up in the morning and I'm just a really lazy person.
I'm jealous of her for not having to get up in the morning. There you go. Sleep until midday, lovely.
We there?
Really lazy.
I'm jealous of anyone with a foreskin. That was different. That's not you.
I can do something which will make you all jealous, especially Joe. Look, I can do this.
Whoa! Forget Joe, that's amazing! Is that the Olympic symbol? What?
Joe.
Yeah.
He's just trying to make sure I
yeah. Look at the amount of people in our audience currently going...
Do you start from the little one and work forward?
If you've just tuned in, we've gone mental. OK, so top reason people are jealous of their friends. I'll give you a clue, it's a really superficial thing.
Yeah, it'll be money or having a hot girlfriend, boyfriend.
Hair's not far off.
Hair, looks.
Looks.
Noses.
Long arms.
Long arms.
Skinnier?
Skinnier is the right answer. What? She got the right answer. Skinnier. Yeah, that's... Apparently the top reason people are jealous of their friends is because they're thinner. Victoria Beckham's so thin, she's got to be careful when she has a bath, because if the water's too hot, she could turn into stock. Did you know, for example, 75% of Brits have tried to give up sugar? My girlfriend can't give up her sugar. Not when her sugar looks this good, baby. The number of vegans in the UK has risen by 300% in the past 10 years. I had no idea there were so many vegans. After all, it's not like they go on about it all the fucking time. And 64% of teenagers think they have it harder than their parents. Well, I'd like to say to those teenagers, they're wrong. No one has ever had it harder than your mum. Right, let's get started. Most people think their life would make a good soap opera. True or false?
I was in a soap in Ireland. It was my first acting job at a drama school. Yes.
What was it called?
It was called Fair City. And there you go.
The rest of the cast are here too. Who did you play in Fair City?
Now, this is an Irish name, and it's actually my middle name as well. It's Cleena. People go, what, your middle name's Cleena? Yes, it's an ancient Celtic name, thank you.
How do you spell it?
Cliodhnadh.
It feels like, I know it's not the case now, I carry an Irish passport, proud Irishman. It sounds sometimes like the spelling of names in Ireland, it's like they just wanted to win at Scrabble. So go on, so...
Yeah, I was Cleena and I played Keith Duffy's wife. Not like Keith Duffy played a character, just about. And...
Whoa. Don't have a go at people with limited range.
Yes. Oh, now.
You can talk.
How dare you? Go on, so you were on the soap?
Yeah, we were on the soap, but I used to always hate... Sometimes the writers just never wrote a reaction sentence. So they'd go like, you know your boyfriend had an affair, and then it would say end on Cleena. But they'd leave it for about 10 seconds, and they go, you know your boyfriend had an affair, and you'd go, Stay cut, I'm dying in my arse here.
I must say, one little thing that I remember. Coronation Street, it's a story that goes around, I don't even know if it's true or who it was.
Well, you're just
but when you
slagging off
get
the competition,
scripts
yeah?
and stuff, yeah, you know. Yeah. Anyway, there was a scene going on, apparently, with really famous characters. Let's just say Ken and Deirdre.
Yeah,
what have you.
my favourite.
And they're in the thing. And so the one actor comes in, and they're doing a line run, and they're doing this scene, oh, Ken and Ken's Deirdre, and someone comes in, and they start miming. The director said, what are you doing? They said, oh, I'm just hoovering in the background. And he's like, no, it's hovering.
Did you know, for example, 1 in 10 Europeans is now conceived on an IKEA bed? And for similar reasons, I'm no longer welcome at the Croydon branch of DFS. 26% of New Yorkers have herpes. If you can catch it there, you can catch it anywhere. And 62% of people think that being single gives them the chance to be more spontaneous. I've got no plans tonight, so should I sob myself to sleep or comfort eat? Let's get started. Sean, Tara, Doug, what have the nation been talking about?
George Michael. Hooray!
He was on crack.
But that's the thing.
Well, that's fair enough.
Tara, let's not people in glass houses. Do you think he's got a problem?
Yeah, I clearly think he's got a problem. But I like George Michael. I'm a big fan. I like his music, but I do think he does have a problem because he's on crack. He's caught in Hampstead Heath. I mean, how long have you got?
How dare he think he owns his own body and can do whatever he wants with it? How dare he? I don't understand why people that get in positions like that apologize. He's apologizing to his public as though he has any responsibility to...
Why is he apologising? Well, it does seem a bit odd, because most of the best music that's ever been created has been done on drugs.
Yeah, but not on drugs in toilets.
One of his fans has said he's done it because he's been on tour, now he's not on tour, and it's empty, he's got nothing to do. But I thought, when my granddad retired, he didn't start bumming and taking crack in toilets.
I think one of the reasons about the toilets, public toilets, there's a lot of tension in public toilets, especially men's urinals. If you're standing at your urinal with 5 or 6 other men, it's a very tense environment.
Yeah,
all you have to do is just do, like, a little shimmy, and it causes blind panic. People go, Jesus Christ! What's going on? What are you up to? They are very tense places, and there's also that I think he gets ideas. You know, that nonchalant whistling they have in toilets? If you're in a toilet, you hear someone going...
What does that mean?
And it's really worrying when it stops. That's where I reckon he got the idea for the sax solo in Careless Whisper.
But they are disgusting as well. Bloke's toilet, basically, somebody went in about 15 years ago, got their cock out, started pissing and spinning round. And then every so often a member of staff goes in, signs the name on a wall and then walks back out again.
My favourite one is there's one on the A1 in the services, and it says on the outside of the toilet sort of thing, it says, these facilities are checked weekly. Like, if you don't care, don't check them. Yeah, we check weekly. They open the door and go, that's a shithole. Job done.
I went to Knutsford Services and it said this toilet will be cleaned again in 26 minutes. There's a big countdown display. I got to tell you, I like watching the toilets getting cleaned as much as you do, but I'm not waiting 26 minutes. 20 minutes is the absolute cut-off for me. So I know what I'll do. I'll have half a shit here, push on and try and catch the cleaners in Kiel. That's what I thought.
Right, let's have a look and see whether George Michael is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story that George Michael has been arrested in a public lavatory again. George Michael does practice safe sex. He keeps one foot up against the cubicle door. Jason, Ulrika, Rod, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I think it's got to be David Blaine. He's supposed to be a magician, and his latest trick is hanging upside down for 60 hours. You're like, that's not a trick, is it? What happened to proper magic? When you see a magician, you want to go, I wonder how he did that. Not, what a prick.
Right, let's have a look at a picture of the little fella in action. There he is. That's him upside down.
I used to hate David Copperfield till he came along. Now I quite miss the spangly blow-dried fonts. His formula of magic, whatever he does, seems to be really awkward, plus time, plus catheter. They're all about things where he can't really go for a piss.
How does the catheter work going up? Is there a nurse in the house?
Because George Michael's on the other end sucking it.
I met him once, actually.
Oh, go on, what did you think?
Yeah, and I really did believe he was magic in the beginning. And so then he said, can I take your number? And I went, well, that's fine. He goes, I'll remember it, just give it to me. And I went, 0783. He goes, can I just borrow a pen? So he clearly is not magic at all.
But that's what's annoying about his endurance tricks. They've got progressively worse and less impressive.
The first one was good when he stood up on...
You know, so he's done that. He stood on a pole for a long time, right? He was in some ice, right? He was in some ice. That was pretty impressive. And then gradually, you know, now he's like, I'm hanging upside down for a couple of days, and every so often I'm going to have a bit of a rest. And I expect his next one's just going to be, for my next trick, I'm going to put some fruit pastels in my mouth, and I'm not going to chew.
Jason, have you spent the first 2 minutes of the show writing with a biro? Well, let's have a look and see whether David Blaine is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the the story of David Blaine hanging upside down for 60 hours. David Blaine is hanging upside down with only electromagnetic boots holding him up. Let's hope there's not a power cut, or we won't be able to watch him fall to his death. OK, Sean, back over to you. What else do you think the nation should be talking about?
Golf.
Golf? What about golf?
Ryder Cup. Actually, Europe lost the Ryder Cup to America. I think the weird thing about it is the BBC say, and the Ryder Cup is on Radio 5 Live. And you think, no, it's not. It's on Sky Sports, the Ryder Cup. Listening to golf on the radio has got to be the most pointless experience known to man. If you were a mole at the course, you'd have a better idea of what's going on. You'd just say, like, oh, I think it might be in. You listen to it, you go, he's knocked it quite near the hole, and it's a bit nearer, and now it's in. That's it. It's just the most pointless thing. It's better off just listening to central heating. Use of your time. That's all the BBC's got.
Did you watch any of the golf?
I hate golf. That's not true.
Why'd you say it then?
You are like a mystery wrapped in an enigma.
I know.
I hate golf. Aha, or do I?
The big story in the Ryder Cup was Sandwich Gate. They called it Sandwich Gate, which was Nick Faldo got in trouble because he was holding the piece of paper with all the names of the golfers on and how they were going to play and how they were going to line up against the Americans. And someone took a picture of it, and afterwards he went, no, that was the sandwich order. That was a sandwich order for dinner. That wasn't anything tactical. It was a sandwich order. Like, Nick Faldo, the millionaire golfer, is also doing the catering for the tour. You're halfway through a book. Nick, get us an ham and pickle. All right, mate.
Have you ever played golf?
Yeah, I have tried to play golf.
You've tried to play it?
Yeah, but I always break windows because I practice at home, and it always...
You always break windows? Yeah, you should practice outside, I think, is one of the key things.
No, I play outside, but... It
towards the house.
house.
You golf
Jimmy.
overhand?
And, the next one's in Wales, isn't it? Next...
Yes, it is, yeah.
Ryder Cup. Newport.
Newport.
Yeah. Beautiful place.
No. Let's have a look and see if the golf was one of the most talked about things this week. I don't know much about golf, Nick Faldo, but if you can't get your players to chip a ball through a windmill and into a clown's mouth, you don't deserve to win. OK, Jason, over to you. What else have the nation been talking about?
Well, the front page of the papers were all about Gordon Brown having a kiss off his wife, and all the headlines in all the papers were kiss of life.
Kiss of wife.
Kiss of wife, of course. And stand by your man, that was another headline. Apart from the Daily Star, which headline was Robbie Williams in gorilla suit.
No, I thought it was quite interesting. It's incredibly well received, his speech today. And I thought there's a danger that Gordon Brown will think everything's going to be fine now, but I don't think that's the case. Because there's nothing that's going to save Gordon Brown. If he was assassinated, it wouldn't help him.
It's kind of like...
He could walk in with, like, Bin Laden on a lead, barking like a dog. Too late, mate. Too late. You haven't done enough.
Ulrika, do you support Labour? Do you like Gordon Brown?
He's like a bridesmaid who's really probably not meant to have ever been a bride.
If you're watching Spinsters, hi!
I did really quite fancy him when I met him.
Like, you know...
I did.
Oh, literally, I thought we were going... Oh.
Yeah, but I did screw Svenja and Eriksson too, so that is slightly... Allegedly.
What do you mean, allegedly? You just said it. You can only really do that about other people. Let's see if Gordon Brown is one of the most talked about things this week.
It's all our mystery.
Yes, it was the Labour Party conference this week. To stabilise the economy, Brown promised tighter financial regulations, and so long as he manages to implement them, by April of last year, we'll all be fine. Ruth Kelly has resigned as Transport Secretary in order to spend more time with her family. It's bad news for Gordon Brown, and terrible news for her family. OK, fingers on buzzers. One more thing to get. What else have the nation been talking about?
Is it this thing about apparently 1 in £50 coins is a fake, and you can tell if they're frayed at the edges and it's not very good, you know, not very good quality.
Not very good. Sorry, what are you doing there? Scratch
very good
cards?
quality.
I'm not from the north, so I don't do the scratch cards.
Yes, you are. They said you can tell that these pound coins are false is because you can test them in vending machines. That reliable piece of equipment, a vending machine, right? And I thought, when I've done that, you have done that thing, haven't you, when you put £1 in for a can of Coke or something, and it's come back out, and you do. Then the next bit, you like give it a little, make it wet, like, lick it a little bit, and then put it back in, see if that works. And then I always do this last one where I try and take the vending machine by surprise.
I'm with you,
Where
yeah.
I just just sort of hold it there just for a second and then just sort of go, is that Johnny Depp? You bending machine.
I can tell you that fake pound coins was not one of the most talked about things this week. But yes, this is the story that there are 30 million fake £1 coins in circulation. You can tell they're fake because if you look really closely, the Queen is Helen Mirren. One more thing to get things on buzzers.
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
Tara, I don't want to be niggly about the rules, but if someone else says it first, and then you say it directly afterwards...
You said it, Tara, though, like it was a trigger word for an assassin.
So, Ulrika.
They've been spending a long time trying to decipher what actually went on at Stonehenge, and it turns out that it was a place of healing, potentially. It's a bit like a sort of A&E department.
You're right, they said it was a hospital because a lot of the people that they found buried there had died from things like illness.
I want to hear what Tara's got to say, because you did say Stonehenge with such gusto.
I live near Stonehenge. Yeah, it is a place of well-being. Quick spliff, sunset.
OK, let's have a look and see if Stonehenge is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story that Stonehenge used to be an ancient hospital. We know this because some of the patients from then are still on the waiting list. You can find out more about this story by watching Time Team, if there's absolutely nothing else on. Did you know, for example, 46% of women spend over an hour a day gossiping? At least that's what Judy at the Royal Association of Statisticians told Marlene at the National Audit Office. Cheerleading accounts for 54% of all injuries in American high schools. Oh dear, I seem to have broken your hymen. And the average person loses 50% of their taste buds by the time they're 60, so it is OK for your nana to live on cat food. Let's get started. Sean, Chris and Nikki, you want to choose first? What would you like the look of?
We'll go for the dog.
OK. OK. 25% of dogs have had alternative therapies, true or false?
What was that? Was Reiki she was doing, was
that
it?
was Reiki, yeah.
She's telling the owner what the dog needs.
The owner is telling her through the incredible power of being mental. What the dog is thinking. I mean mental as in she's got a mental connection with... Yes. I'm not suggesting the woman is mental.
When you get a dog outfit and you just come in and sit there and read a paper in front of your dog, it freaks them out. You do all the like human things, but just dressed as a dog and go, well, just do really very banal human things in front of the dog dressed as a dog, and it drives him mad.
I think, Johnny, though, I think you'll start a craze. Invest in dog suits.
I zip off the dog suit and do like 500,000 years of evolution and become a man. Like
Men didn't actually evolve from dogs. That's not a thing.
We're evolving into...
Do you know what? 5 stages of evolution, and the one thing they're missing off the beginning is a poodle.
It's dog, Neanderthal man, sort of Cro-Magnon man, then there's like a chicken, and then it carries on into human. Johnny's map of evolution. For about 6 months, we were a chicken!
25% of dogs have had alternative therapies, true or false? What do you think, Sean?
I don't think anyone would do that. I think it's false.
But dog whispering's alternative, right? So I think it could be true.
Do you know, I do a bit of dog whispering. I do a bit of dog whispering. Sit down! Sit!
That's spitting, darling.
Oh, sorry.
What do you think, true or false?
False.
You going false? All right. You guys, what do you think, true or false?
I just think, what are you stressed about? I've never seen a dog that stresses. Every day is the happiest day of its life, isn't it? It just wakes up like, oh, I'm awake! Woo! It's true. You think true? Well, we're going to go with Johnny Vegas.
OK, so you're going true. I can tell you the answer is true. Yes. 25% of dogs have had alternative therapies. OK, Jason, your team to choose. What do you want to go for?
We've got this fat person.
I prefer the term colleague.
Let's go with fat. We know fat. If there's one thing this team knows, it's fat.
OK. Yeah. You've chosen the fat man. That is a picture of the world's largest man who got married this week, OK? We polled the audience and asked them, if your partner became morbidly obese, would you leave them?
Well, they couldn't follow you, could they? mean, you could basically pack your bag while they're sat there. You couldn't wait until they go out. You just walk around going, go on, try and grab my leg as I go past you.
I think if you've married this bloke, and, you know, obviously stage one is when you had to have your wedding photos done on Google Earth. You know, I think we've got a problem here, love.
He lost 39 stone to get married. That's a lot of weight to lose, I think.
That's a lot of love.
You'd be annoyed if you were in the same Weight Watchers group as him. Would you leave your partner if they became morbidly obese?
That's the rule. You get
That's
fat,
the
you're
rule.
out.
The best way to do it is to, in your front door, you've got your front door, open the front door, and then have like a cutout of a shape that you feel is satisfactory for them to enter the property. And if they can't get through it, I'm sorry, it's the highway.
OK, Jason, I'm going to push you for an answer.
I'm going to go yes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would.
Can I join your team?
Go on, take your chair with you.
Come on.
No, I'm afraid we can't do it. No, not for ballast. I'm afraid we can't.
Hello, how are you, Johnny?
It's good over
So you're saying people would leave their partner if they were morbidly obese?
I think so, yeah.
OK, and you're saying, Sean?
No, I think people wouldn't.
OK, well, I can tell you, Sean, you're absolutely right. Our studio audience said no, they wouldn't leave their partner if they became morbidly obese. So an incredibly fat man has tied the knot. He's the world's fattest bridegroom, and she's the world's flattest bride. So at the end of that round, I can tell you it's 3 points for Sean's new team and 4 points for Jason's new team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Top topic of conversation while getting drunk.
Oh, now we've lost Johnny Vegas.
I signed him in the transfer window.
Johnny, what do you normally talk about when you're drunk?
Dog suits. And occasionally, the worst funeral you've ever been to.
Is the conversation I'm all right to go on this morning?
I can't stand... I've tasted it a couple of times, but lager. I remember my mates going, no, of course you don't like it. Nobody likes it first. You've got to learn to like it. And I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah,
I didn't have to learn to like anything else that I like. Like Jaffa Cakes, bang, first time. I saw the packet and knew I was going to like them.
It's probably sport, isn't it? Something like sport.
That is the right answer.
Oh, well done.
Is it?
Yes, the top topic of conversation whilst drunk is sport. When I stumble in drunk and leering after a night on the town, my girlfriend knows there's only one thing I want, my second Bacardi Breezer. OK, most popular gadget for women.
Etch-a-sketch. Everyone loves an Etch-a-sketch.
Is it a Sky Plus box that doesn't record any of the Brucey bits in Strictly Come Dancing?
Brucey on that. I'd like to think... Because at some stage he's going to die live on a Saturday night. I like that.
Resign.
I'd like to resign. I'm an admirer of Bruce Forsyth. He's a beloved character, and I'd like to resign.
I know what it would be. It'd be a toaster. You put in bread, shoes come up.
Oh, worse.
Great idea.
What am I like?
You know what I think it is? I think it's an iron with a telly in it.
I'd like to apologise to any women not watching this in the 1970s.
You'd love that, and I'd like that.
Yeah. And a phone as well. Oh, shit!
Even worse. Bloody got a phone abroad.
I think I know what it is. Hair straighteners.
That is the correct answer from Johnny Vegas. Yes, the most popular gadget for women is hair straighteners. Did you know, for example, 54% of blokes would tell a friend if they smelt bad? Sorry, mate, but I need to tell you something. I smell bad. 23% of women over 60 have had a one-night stand, and 40% have one nightstand. Because their husband is dead. Not my fault, I didn't kill him. And And in Britain, the highest concentration of ghost sightings is in Derby. Pale, shambling figures with soulless dead eyes and scary faces. The people of Derby see an awful lot of ghosts. Right, let's get started. Sean, Alex, Russell, what have the nation been talking about this week?
It's got to be Giggsy.
Giggsy?
He's been a bit of a naughty boy, hasn't he?
Yeah. Tell me, a bit of a naughty boy, I think it's probably an understatement.
Yeah. What is interesting about the footballers, though, is they seem to pick up all their women via mobile phones. They either, like, send pictures or texts. They show, do you want to go out and have sex? And they go, yeah, all right, and that's it. There's no... What did they do? How did footballers get off with women before mobile phones?
Pigeon.
Yeah.
Pigeon.
Just drew a picture of their cock on a bank statement. Here's the bank statement, and that's what it looks like. I can't draw, so I got Rio to do it.
Rachel, you're a huge Manchester United fan.
Yeah, I am.
Have you met Ryan?
I have, yeah. As well as fulfilling my dream of doing timetables to music, I did some work for MUTV last year.
I'm sorry, what was your first dream?
Timetables to music, that's my day job. You may have seen it, it's on Channel 4.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, there you go. So I was shown round Carrington, the United training ground, by Giggsy and Rio last year.
Blimey.
I think you had a lucky escape.
It's a very extended euphemism.
Shown round?
Shown round, yeah. We started in the changing rooms, and we worked our way around.
Don't call it that.
There were cameras there the whole time, it was fine.
So you're a Man U fan,
Yeah.
you've met him. Has he gone up in your estimations, down in your estimations?
I mean, the stupid thing with him was he got away with it for 8 years with his sister-in-law, and then he went for a Big Brother contestant.
I just thought of something.
It's quite normal.
Is it Lego?
First, there's that Imogen business. And incidentally, she came to my New Year's Eve party, and
Imogen came to your New Year's Eve party?
She did.
Well, but now she's famous, so things are going to change.
She's done pretty good.
She's now in a different league.
You know, you have to sign all these NDAs and these, what's the thing they're going...
Non-disclosure agreements?
Yeah, everyone had to sign these.
To come to your party?
Correct, yes.
You're having a laugh, aren't you?
Yeah. Seriously, that wasn't my suggestion.
Because the
somebody
girl,
else's
I remember... Do you remember that girl? I forget her name that you were dating.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
the only reason you're famous? That girl. Don't
be nice to me.
I will be nice.
Okay.
Jesus.
Remember,
We should have booked security.
I might be tired, but
I know, all right. Don't cry, Alex. Jesus.
Anyway, she didn't sign one, and she released on a YouTube of the exclusive footage of our party. And someone got very upset. I didn't care.
Was it at your house?
It was... that's a bone of contention now.
I think I might be about to do my first joke as a team captain.
So stay tuned.
John, don't want to put the pressure on you, but make sure it's good.
I mean, you can judge. You can judge.
Yeah.
Close up on Sean as I deliver the gag. I wasn't at the party, of course, because most comedians do gigs on New Year's Eve. So does Imogen Thomas.
So, Alex, so you've met Imogen and you liked her, but she sort of socially, she was selling her story. She was trying to get ahead.
That sounds like a great party. You've got to actually sign something to come in.
If you've got to sign something to get in there, surely you want to get in there. It makes it more exclusive. I don't know.
No, it makes me think they're all wankers in there.
Do you think none of his sponsors give a shit? No one's dropped him. Like, I didn't know he was sponsored by Quorn. What kind of moral compass have Quorn got where they're going, well, if it didn't involve a pepperami, I don't care. I mean...
Ironically, he's the one person who won't substitute his sausage for anything.
You would imagine that, you know, vegetarianism's not very sexy. They were probably slightly delighted to have the Welsh Lothario angle. I'd fuck anything, I will. No cutlet. They're talking about him in the papers as if they're saying, oh, he's sleeping in the spare room now. As if he's on, like, a camp bed in a sleeping bag. He lives in a mansion. He's in a massive... He's probably got a telly in there. I'm not... But, these people live different lives.
The other ladies? Is it alleged? Are we allowed to talk about the other?
Oh, we are allowed to talk the other lady.
Sister-in-law. I mean...
Oh, my good. Brothers, what's that all about?
It's when a woman has two babies and they're both boys.
Shall we have a look and see whether Ryan Giggs is one of the most talked about things this week? That's the most talked about thing this week. So not only has Ryan Giggs been in someone who's been in Big Brother, but his brother has also been in someone his Big Brother has been in. Ryan Giggs' mum, Lynn, is going to talk to Ryan alone about his affair with his brother's wife. If you're watching, Lynn, our advice, don't wear anything too sexy. OK, John, Rachel and Josh, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Well, we stay on this theme of feuding brothers and the Miliband. Although feuding's just a bit... It's too strong a word for such tedious men. But apparently they don't get on since...
Since the leadership. David found out on TV that Ed was standing against him in the leadership election. I had a friend who found out via Facebook that his girlfriend was pregnant. Do you want to know how? She tagged him in the scam.
Did you know, for example, 9% of men have beeped their car horn at a girl in the street? Well, they're not called hooters for nothing. 23% of English men are overweight, and that 23% is hanging over their belt. And according to a survey, reading Mills and Boon books ruins your love life. Not true. You don't need to put the book down, love. I can work around it. Right, let's get started. Sean, Mickey, Jedward. Pick a question.
Let's go for the man in the mask.
OK, you've chosen the mugger. Here is a clip.
Is he a mugger?
Yes, he is.
That's a bit judgmental, isn't it?
Yeah. OK, now here's your related question. If attacked, most people would leave a friend to fend for themselves. True or false?
It's all to do, I suppose, with a friend, isn't it? Because we've all got friends who are complete arseholes. You always keep one in your life, don't you? And you hope that one day they'll shape up and you go out with them and they're still an arsehole. And they get you in trouble. That one, I'd probably go, I'll see you in a couple of years' time.
It's worth remembering, if you don't have one of those friends, it's you.
If you or John was attacked, would you help out?
The thing is, like, they might think they might come after John, thinking it's me, and then kill John. And I'll be like, it was meant to be me.
Why would they care which one?
I would totally help out. I wouldn't run off and be like, I'd totally take down the person, and they'd be gone. I'd be like, go away, and they'd go away. I'd like call.
This is like. Go away!
Sure. John, if you were walking with a friend, imagine you had a friend, and well, because you live on your own. But if you were with a friend and you got attacked, what do you think?
Yeah, if I had a friend, I would fight to the death to keep hold of it. It'd probably be me doing the attacking. Never leave!
Okay, when the situation happens, okay, I'd know what I'm doing. Right now, I know what I was doing, but I will know what I'm doing if it ever happens.
Yeah, if you get attacked. Totally. Yeah, if it's like in an alleyway, someone jumps out with a knife, you would know.
Leave the area!
Yes.
Not welcome!
Would you defend someone, Charlie, if you were...
I might try... I might stick around and try and spark up a conversation with them, take their mind off it. But I'm not putting myself in physical harm for another human.
Haven't you just got married?
Yeah, well, it's a friend, not a wife. So is this based on... Is this a fact or an opinion? Is this like what people are saying they're going to do, or is it what people will actually do?
It's what they're saying.
Can't believe I think they would.
If they're saying... It's easy to say you're going to do it, of course. Of course they're going to say they're going to stick it.
Well, you didn't. You said no, I won't bother.
I think you all would do it. You're just being cynical. I think all of you
I
are
intervened in a fight
gentlemen.
once.
You're gentlemen and you would. I would.
You think I would stay and defend a friend?
Yeah.
You, Lorraine, are a very poor judge of character.
Yeah. I was once out with some friends on a night out and we got attacked. And I went and got us a taxi. While the fight was ensuing, I thought there's going to need to be transport when this when this finally settles down. And I was quite right. To the hospital, please.
Yeah. Imagine, Jimmy, you'd go and get changed into your jeans, wouldn't you? Just in case you get your clothes ruffled up. I am going to stick around and help you. I just need to change into my jeans.
Sean, I tell you, you say that. You're lucky I don't have my jeans on right now, or I'd come over there.
Oh, so
and I would...
Sort me out. You haven't got your bloody jeans on, have you?
Yeah, but otherwise...
Yeah.
They're new trousers, so...
You could rip your top like Superman.
Are you asking to see Lorraine's boobies? I didn't know if you were looking at me. Can you rip your top?
Lorraine's a lady and she wouldn't do that. Yeah, that's not nice, Kay. Lorraine's totally cool.
Well, they're also very bad judges of character.
You do say you use cool a lot.
I know, because
You use too much.
I know,
you
but
want to use cool about, I reckon, 30% less.
But if I wasn't say cool anymore. If I was focused, really focused, if I got in the zone, I was totally
Try
focused.
not to say cool for about 10 minutes. See how you get on.
Okay.
Just a little challenge.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Genuinely didn't mean that.
You didn't.
OK, so let's get the answer. So, if attacked, most people would leave a friend to fend for themselves. Are you saying true or false?
False.
False.
Yeah, people would be good.
True. True?
True, because everyone's a winner.
Yeah, I think it's true.
I can tell you, the answer is false. Yeah, only 5% of people would leave their friend to fend for themselves. In situations like that, I just let my fist do the talking. Please let me go. I don't like it. 20% of Brits who viewed a house in the last year felt the same thrill as when meeting a new lover. I know what they mean. The last time I went house hunting, I came away with a semi. 33% of Brits say they like their smartphone as much as they like sex. For me, they're both similar, about 5 inches long, and they've seen more than their fair share of angry birds. And Mexico City is the worst place in the world to be a commuter. Especially for me, I work in Shepherd's Bush. Right, well, I can't put it off any longer. Let's get started. So what's the big Olympic story this week?
Well, they've given us a sneak preview of the Olympic opening ceremony, which is going to be a pastoral scene of Old England by Danny Boyle.
Having an opening ceremony seems sensible to me. You invite everyone, you have a big party, you go, hey, it's starting. We're spending the same amount on a closing ceremony, which is after everyone's going to have come here, beaten us at all the things we do, and then we're going to thank them with a big party going, oh, safe journey home. Sodom. At the end, we should just switch everything off and say, right, piss off, find your own way home now.
It's a solid idea, yeah.
I think it's really boring, full stop. And what is the Olympics going to do for us? What's it all about?
I don't know what... I don't know where to begin.
How is it going to change our lives? It's
not going to change your life, no.
No. It's not going to change my life. You know, we've got the football, we've got the tennis, we've got dancing on ice. What more do you need?
Well, Theresa May's going to get rid of the ASBOs because she says they're not working, so we're going to have Crimbos, they're called. Because all the papers have done now is it's an excuse to get out all the stories. Because the ASBO did some good stuff. I mean, bad people were punished as a result, but there were some silly ones. And my favourite was a woman who got an ASBO for screaming too loud during sex. Which is embarrassing for her, but for her husband, what a story that is. I ain't joking, fellas. I banged her so hard she got arrested.
Do you have ASBO? You don't have ASBOs in Ireland, do you?
No. But you're asking Kate Humble if she had an asthma. You've been pestering animals again.
Yeah. And apparently I'm now going to get a Crimbo as well, because you can get a Crimbo for having an untidy garden.
I'm not quite sure who's going to judge whether your garden is untidy or not.
I don't think it means
But-
brambles. It's things like sofas and fridges.
I would imagine your garden would be very well kept. How did that? There was nothing rude in that.
You're so
What's the matter with me? That I can't even say that.
Say something simple like that.
So is yours... is your garden overgrown, Kate?
I would say it's just pleasingly wild.
Did you know, for example, Italians drink 14 billion espressos every year? It's amazing they're as lazy as they are. A hedgehog's heart beats 300 times a minute. Is there a car coming? Is there a car coming? Shit, there's a car coming. And 18% of men admit not noticing if a girl changes her hairstyle. I should explain to those men that a girl's hair is part of the blur above where her breasts are. Let's get started. Sean, Jamelia and Josie, what have the nation been talking about this week?
Madonna's been at it again. She's adopted another child, which is fantastic news for everybody. It is odd. It is odd she's able to adopt. She couldn't obviously adopt here because she's a single 50-year-old mother of 3 who works nights dancing in her pants.
If I could get adopted, I would get adopted by Billy Bragg. That's like my dream person to adopt me. If he's out there, just...
Do you have
I make
parents?
no trouble. Yeah, I've got parents. They're great.
Will they be watching this? Going, what, we haven't written enough protest songs. What do you want, love?
I would choose Adam Woodyard.
Wow, people
He's
have
my
actually got this...
favourite celebrity. I interviewed him once. He's number 1, smiley. Number 2, charming.
This is Ian Beale we're talking about here.
Number 3...
She wants Ian Beale to be her dad.
He just seems... He's very friendly.
They're slagging Madonna off in the paper, like, but she's going to make this child's life better. I mean, I'm from Manchester, and I'm doing all right for myself, but even she would make my life better, you know, so...
Yeah, if Madonna offered to adopt me, even at this point, I'd consider it.
I'd say
At
so.
least, yeah. She's probably got things like a jacuzzi.
I wouldn't want to be adopted by Madonna, because, I mean, you would never see her, would you? I probably would see as much of Madonna as this little girl. Apparently they're going to teach her English, because she only knows hello and goodbye. That's all she needs. She goes, hello, Madonna. Oh, goodbye, Madonna. She's got a tannoy in her gym. She's on her exercise bike. She's going, good night, kids. I love you. It's Madonna, by the way.
Let's have a look and see whether Madonna adopting a baby is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story that Madonna has adopted a second Malawian child. Already, Madonna's visit has passed into Malawian legend, specifically the legend of the scrawny witch that swoops down from the skies and steals children. Madonna had a very difficult delivery. She wasn't in and had to go down to the sorting office to pick it up. Jason, Mark and Claudia, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it Big Brother? It's the 10th series now, and I've always been a fan of Big Brother, but there's been a few points where I think even the voiceover bloke sounds like he's getting a bit bored. Yeah. So one day I just want to turn it on and go, dear whatever it is in the Big Brother house, one of them has said something that's upset the other one, but the other ones don't care.
Here's the thing. Davina, brilliant. The house, brilliant.
Who's your favourite housemate?
Well, then
There's
the problem
There's
is...
the problem.
Then they fill the nice, lovely house with the cool sofa and the, oh, you can come over here and make a smoothie with twats.
Are you... Sorry. Shree is not a twat. Shree is amazing. He's obsessed by this girl. He's obsessed by Noreen. He's in the same house as her as he's obsessed by her, so it's come in really handy. It's a stalker's paradise.
Was he stalking her before the show? I mean, that's incredibly lucky. If you're stalking someone and you both end up in the Big Brother house.
There is some great bits in it, like when they were doing that dancing flower thing, Siavash said, oh, I wish we had a camera.
What gets me is that Big Brother, like every year, it's like they're trying put you know, wackier, weirder people in every year to make it more controversial. And I think that the only way, you know, it's only going to end up, you know, we're going to have like a killer. But no, not like an active killer, like someone who was a killer.
Well, I can tell you that Big Brother is not one of the most talked about things this week.
No.
Big Brother continues. Shree has been very touchy-feely with Noreen, who'd prefer him to be a bit more f***y-offy. Charlie, the former runner-up in Mr Gay UK, says he dreams about being in a boy band. Or having a boy band in him, he's not fussy. Each day, the UK produces enough rubbish to fill the Albert Hall 12 times over. Some of the rubbish that's managed to fill the Albert Hall in the past includes Simply Red, The Lighthouse Family and James Blunt. Instead of exercising, 7% of women wear body-shaping underwear like Spanx. So instead of having a body shaped like a pear, they have a body shaped like 2 pairs in a sock. And 20% of Brits who viewed a house in the last year felt the same thrill as when meeting a new lover. I know what they mean. The last time I went house hunting, I came away with a semi. Right, let's get started. Goldstein, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
The Olympic torch has landed on these shores, and we are watching it.
Go round
the country.
Interminably.
It started in Cornwall. That's because they flew Ryanair, and that's actually... that's their London airport. London, Cornwall, we're landing in. And then it's going around the country with various people carrying it aloft.
Yeah, little Will.I.am.
Yeah.
Carried it. He's got a miniature, half a Corbett.
Is he?
Yeah, half a Corbett.
Half a Corbett. Is that how we measure celebrity now?
Yes, and it's very heavy for him, but he's been carrying it.
Can we just call him William? His name is William. Just because he can't punctuate doesn't mean I don't call myself J on.
Who's Will.I.am? Is he in the Olympics?
No.
He's brilliant, and he's on The Voice. He sits on the chair, his feet don't touch the floor.
Why is he holding the torch?
The reason he's doing it, the reason Will.I.am's carrying it, is because he's Corgi registered. As a gas fitter. Drogba's. I didn't know this, but he's a fully qualified gas engineer. He worked for EDF for a while. It's very special fire, though, isn't it? It's the Olympic. It's the Olympic fire, and it's apparently it's very cathartic for people who come out to see it, because anyone who sees the flame go past instantly forgets they didn't get tickets.
There have been some fantastic protests. Did you read about that guy in Taunton who threatened to set fire to his camper van? I'm not quite sure what he was protesting against.
I've got a camper van. Every time you make a cup of tea, technically you're threatening to set fire to it.
Nick, are you excited about this? Are you excited about the flame?
No.
What about the Olympics more generally? Are you...
It's nice. So, like, on buses and stuff, they're, like, saying, oh, let's pretend like the rest of the world is like our mum. And if you had a flat, you'd tidy up your flat and make it look nice for when your mum came over. And London's your flat. So let's all tidy it up, because people might come round and see what a shithole it is. And it's just like, we live here, and they shouldn't be making us do all of the work. Like, oh, if you pick up your own litter, you do it. You do it. Just because there's someone coming over from Germany, right, or another country, right, doesn't mean that we should be on our special best behaviour. You should be on your special best behaviour all the time. Don't patronise us.
Sorry, Nick.
My mum doesn't visit, it's fine.
I like the fact that Sean's got Nick on his team and John's got David. It looks like we're filling a quota of homeless men.
Oh, let's just check the Channel 4 lady ratings when this show goes out. Having me and Helm on the same show, it's like, don't cross the streams. Ah! This is the sexiest thing that's ever been on TV.
Oh, David O'Doherty does not own a mirror. He has also never spoken to a lady.
I'm incredible at ladies. I'd just like to make that clear.
You're incredible at ladies.
If If you say so, yes, I am.
Did you know, for example, women spend an average of 49 hours planning how they'll look on Christmas Day? What, overheated, drunk and crying? Over Christmas, 90% of British families put up a Christmas tree and 10% put down a dog. And 30% of office workers admit to seeing a colleague engaged in a romantic activity at a Christmas party. That is, if you consider photocopying your boobs a romantic activity. Which I do, so keep sending them in. Right, let's get started. John, if it's Christmas, I got you a little Christmas present.
That's nice.
I got that. I thought you'd like it.
Oh, you've written my name on it as well. You've remembered I don't have an H in it. It's more than most of my family do.
Some of this. It's a remote control mop because I know you like being tidy. So if you just put that, on the top there, and then I've got the remotes on. So just the one on the left.
That's amazing.
You can clean around the place. Oh! That'll be fine. That'll be fine. Don't worry about that.
Put it on the circle. Put it on the circle.
There you go. Put it in the middle. Perfect. You could just have a little sit on the couch, have a tidy. I got you another present.
It's nice to
if
have
you
a
always
mop
love mopping stuff, you are in luck, my friend. You are in luck. I've got you the greatest gift a man could ever get.
That mop makes the same noise I do. Holy shit. They look like mop slippers to me.
They're mop slippers, so if you want to put those on, you can have a little...
Oh, God.
An amazing present.
I'd have the cleanest house if only I had guests.
I wish those slippers were remote control and we could just whiz you round the side.
We'll find out in a minute.
Oh no, they go different ways.
That is a nice little... Sean, a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned onesies on the show, and you didn't have a onesie because you couldn't decide what animal best sort of summed you up.
Yeah.
So, we got you this. I think I've nailed it.
Thanks for ruining the surprise. Oh. So, let's see what animal I could possibly be.
Pop him on.
That is amazing.
He's not real.
There's a clue.
You're a female kangaroo, Sean.
A kangarella.
All the presents are very well wrapped.
Well, it took me all afternoon.
I thought so.
I get real pleasure out of ripping it apart at the side, so you can get it into the recycling and doesn't take up quite as much space.
It's incredible what difference a onesie makes, isn't it?
I think it's really softened you.
It's very good for robberies, isn't it?
Hey, you look a right plonker.
Yeah, I think...
I'm wearing the local outfit. You're on the wrong continent here.
Well, that fits in there.
If you had to get something from the fridge at home, you're wearing that relaxing on Christmas Day, presumably you would hop.
I see what you want me to hop with it.
Well, in an ideal world, that would be my best thing ever.
Please hop.
What do you think would be funny?
No, I think you got the wrong animal. I think I've proved my point. It's impossible to find an animal which I am comfortable inhabiting.
I think you'd be a tortoise. Because tortoises look a little grumpy sometimes.
A tortoise? We think a tortoise would be really good for you.
What tortoise-like qualities do I possess?
Your mouth's a tortoise shape. Like if you make a salad, I bet you look like a tortoise.
Oh, I feel like I've been compromised in my bedroom and everyone's seen me take off my pyjamas. Oh, I had a real chill then. I actually felt vulnerable for a second.
I think you should show that vulnerability. I think it's adorable.
Shit presents, Jimmy.
Well, you've ruined Christmas. Let's have a look and see if Christmas presents are up there. Yes, of course. The top present children want this Christmas is a baby brother or sister. Fair enough, but you know the rules. 1 in, 1 out. Did you know, for example, a half-hour session of lovemaking burns between 150 and 250 calories, which means every time I make love, I burn 3 calories. Oceanographers say killer whales are actually dolphins. Dolphins are actually gay sharks. And sharks are just bears that have been shaved and pushed into the sea. 40% of blokes have named their car. I call mine Jimmy. Right, let's get started. Sean, Holly and Amir, pick a question.
Well, I think we have to go for the boxing picture.
OK, all right. What do British people prefer, ballet or boxing?
I think boxing.
Yeah.
You think?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Who knew Amir was going to go boxing?
You know what? you get a lot of women now who like boxing. When I fight, 65% of my tickets are bought by women. And I don't know if that's because of boxing or because of me, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely the boxing.
Women never... You never think about women going to a boxing fight. It's like women going to a football match. I mean, you get a lot going, but 65%...
I've got another shot for you. They're in the pubs now.
Where's it going to end, Sean? They're going to be driving.
I went to the bloody laundrette the other day. There's a man doing the service washes. What's gone mental? What I want to know about this question is, when you say ballet or boxing, is it to watch or to take part?
Oh, to watch.
I like boxing. I like watching boxing. I think they should make it a bit more entertaining, though, by having car horns in the gloves.
Amir, I've got a boxing question for you.
Go on, mate.
Youngest ever Olympic medal winner, I believe.
Yep.
You got silver.
Yep.
Silver in boxing, that is second. There's only 2 of you in there. Just saying. I want to know when they stopped, because, like, in the boxing, they used to box like that. Like, 100 years ago, people used to box.
You're age away, man. I mean, it's changed now.
It's changed. I'm not 100.
That's the pictures.
50 years
that's
ago,
how they used to
50
pose.
years
They didn't
ago.
used to go like that, did they?
Have you not seen? Have you not
time
seen
ago.
the Sherlock Holmes films? They definitely did. They used to punch like that.
They're not documentaries. That's not how Sherlock Holmes fought.
Yes, it is.
Hang on, Sherlock Holmes did not exist.
They used
When you knock someone, you've knocked people out, don't you? Okay,
In the ring,
In
yeah.
the ring, yeah, that's what I mean, yeah. I didn't mean... I wasn't asking you to do someone for me. It must feel amazing, but also there must be a part of it when you knock someone out, you're thinking, brilliant, I've finished work early.
Yeah, they always said to me...
Mate, I'm off.
Yeah,
So how quickly do you get home after the fight? Because that's a brilliant point, isn't it? If you knock him out and then you go, West Wing's on.
It just depends. It depends where the fight is. Normally, I can be home within an hour. We're going to the fight, having the fight, and then coming back home an hour.
That would have made a terrible ending to Rocky, which is how soon he was back on his sofa watching the television. Yeah, I'm home, love. Yeah, sorry, love.
Adrian!
World champion.
Adrian, can you make us a cup of tea? So what's the biggest audience you've fought in front of?
About 35,000. Yeah.
35,000. Where was that?
That was in Cardiff.
And was that like, was it an official thing or was it on the street?
What's the biggest audience ballet get? Do you know?
Oh, when I did ballet, there was 36,000. And 66% of them were men. So...
OK, well, let's get an answer on this. John?
Ballet, I think, are we?
OK.
Yep. Right, guys?
You're going ballet? What do you think?
Voice of the people.
Boxing.
All right, I can tell you the answer is 56% of people prefer boxing to ballet. For those who haven't seen Black Swan, it's a powerful story about a man who gets a blowjob for going to watch a film about ballet. I'm pretty sure that was my take-home message. Did you know, for example, 55% of people think being associated with charity work makes you seem more attractive, which explains why Pudsey Bear gets all that poontang. The oldest paper boy in Britain is Bernard Davies from Brighton. He's 90 years old. Sorry, we just had an update. The oldest paperboy in Britain is Gavin Henderson from Sunderland. He's 12. Right, let's get started. What the nation have been talking about over the last week?
Olympics, innit? The winter ones?
The winter ones, yeah. Yeah, if you like things sliding down a hill, you are in luck. It's a treat.
I saw a sport where they ski for a bit, lie down, shoot, out of a gun, out of a backpack, put it back on and then ski off again.
That's the opening of a Bond film you were watching.
Well, that's what how's that a sport? And where'd you get the equipment? I've not seen any of that in JD Sports.
Someone's got a banana over there.
There is a banana over there. We've got to see the banana.
Did you say you could peel a banana with your feet?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, come on, we've got to see
We've
that.
got to see that.
Throw him in the banana, just throw it in. Oh, that would have been spectacular.
I need to be sitting down, really.
You need to...
Well, can't sit down here on the front.
Oh,
You'll sit on the front there like a little monkey boy.
I'm not a performing monkey.
You're not a performing... When you say you're not a performing monkey, sit down and peel that banana. If this isn't entertainment, I don't know what is. This is... Are you supple enough to eat this without using your hands?
Jim, do you want some banana, mate?
Yeah, no, lovely, yeah. How weird's this getting? Happy Henning's 40th birthday today.
Thank you very much, thank you. Thank you very much.
Henning, we've organised, Henning, because it's your birthday and you've chosen to spend it with us, we've organised a little party. Well, not a party, but sort of a rally for you. Henning Vane, everyone, happy birthday. Look at that.
I can't bloody lift mine up, can I?
You can't. Oh no, you can't.
Get a straw, will you?
Can we get a straw for? Get a straw for Alex.
I'm just messing with you.
Thank you.
It's a miracle.
Why do you have these big cups? I find it hard enough to look masculine in a pub without someone have to drink like a frigging beaker.
I think you should down it, John. Why don't you try and down it?
Because I will die.
Let's down it.
Come on, John.
Go on, John.
Man up. Come on, John. I'll be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, you started that fast clap way too soon. I would say you were a quarter of an hour early on your cue there for when to go with it. Oh, he's nearly done it.
There's always editing. They can cut out the bit.
Oh, that's true. Start again.
But keep it nice and slow. Have a little break. Have a little break. A lot of young people watch this show. Drink responsibly. Honestly. OK, come on. This will be the best thing he's ever done. Come on. Did you know, for example, people in Sheffield have the most fillings and missing teeth in Britain? Finally, something to go on that Welcome to Sheffield poster. 34% of the under-30s don't know how to wire a plug. It's easy. Dad, how'd you wire a plug? 7% of men say they've taken credit for work they didn't do, and that's according to a poll I conducted myself earlier today. And 60% of teenagers say they only go to church for weddings and christenings and claim they don't know nothing about no lead on no roof. Right, let's get started. Sean's team first. What do you think the nation have been talking about?
People still moaning about the snow.
Well, some people are slightly more moany than others.
Brilliant thing on the news. Another bloke was being interviewed on the news the other day, and he was saying, he said, my bins haven't been emptied for a month. And the way he said it was like a euphemism. Nobody's come round to empty my bins. They haven't even given them a lick. I wouldn't mind if someone just came round and just jiggled my bins.
So, have your bins been emptied recently?
They were. There was a lack of bin men, and I had left out a big load of beer for them for Christmas, which was still there until earlier this morning.
So they have sex with you for beer?
Where did the sex bit come into it?
Oh, I was thinking of my euphemism.
Yeah, I think you were sticking
It was
it
just in
on.
our heads.
Oh.
Yeah.
But in our heads, it was going brilliantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm now cleared out, as it
Have you been affected by the snow, Josie?
I tell you what I saw. I was walking along the road just after it snowed and everyone was moaning about lack of grit. I saw someone had taken it into their own hands, and what they'd done was they put loads of flour on the drive, and then when they run out of flour, they put loads of oats, and then they put loads of sugar. And I was really expecting to see, just next to that, a baker frozen to death. Just...
I've got my own salt. I use these little sachets of salt. What I do is I sprinkle a bit like that. Right, then I get another one out.
I get really pissed off. I get really pissed off by the whole, like, panic buying stuff that everyone talks about, like, panic buying, because there's a food shortage, people go out and they panic buy bread, eggs and milk. Like, to me, that doesn't seem like panic buying in a food shortage. That's quite intelligent buying. Panic buying would be if you went out to the shops during a food shortage and came back with, like, a copy of 40 Towers and a dildo.
I panicked! Is there a business opportunity here, Peter?
I don't... What, with dildos?
No. Although...
Do you know what I see, though? I don't know whether everybody else thinks the same, but this weather, you've got some nutters on the road.
I did see the two guys that drove on the canal this week. You see
Yeah.
that?
Great, wasn't it?
You know, the best thing about the story, so it was guys, they got their car, whatever it was, a little tiny Citroen, they drove it along a canal and it went into the water and it reported that they both made it out alive, and so did the dog. They took a dog.
Maybe the dog was driving. That's why they're on the canal. You know, sometimes you go to your dog, go on, you have a go. Sellotape his paws to the wheel. I'll do the gears, don't worry about the pedals. That's what happened.
Let's have a look and see whether the cold weather is still one of the most talked about things. Yes, of course it is. Yes, this is the news that the UK is still in the midst of the coldest winter for 30 years. A headmaster in Hampshire claims some pupils are struggling to make it into school because of the bad weather. He said of the 320 sitting maths A-level, 280 were in the exam hall when the exam started. Another 30 turned up 20 minutes later. 4 people went to the toilet, but only 3 returned. Then 42 left the building. How many were there at the end of the exam? Many people in the north have been bulk buying food because they're fat, greedy bastards. Did you know, for example, 14% of cat owners think their cat is more important than their job? And the thing is, if they think that, they're probably right. Most deaths in hospitals are between the hours of 3 and 4 in the afternoon. All I'm saying is, it's only a countdown conundrum. Don't have a stroke about it. And the average man will spend 2,965 hours shaving during his lifetime. It's the bit round the balls that takes the time. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the public's top 5 most popular talking points. Christian, Sean and Les, what have the nation been talking about this week?
I think definitely the ongoing Tessa Jowell story. She's left her husband now, or separated from him.
Yeah, I think you can be a bit hard on Tessa Jowell, though, because, I mean, the point is that she didn't know about the gift, and she didn't know that her mortgage had been paid off, and she didn't actually know she was married to David Mills until she read about it in the Sunday Times.
The thing is that, I mean, some people say that did they split up genuinely, or is it an attempt to save her career? Apparently, what really tipped the balance was when she found out for the last 10 years He hasn't been sending off the pools coupons. He's been pocketing the money.
He's obsessed with money, isn't he? Because he's married a woman called Tessa.
Let's do this!
Aren't we asking quite a lot of our politicians to actually notice £350,000 in their bank account?
For some of us, it's a lot of money. Channel 4 News, they paid a big bucks.
But as relationship blunders go, it's quite serious, isn't it? It's not like he's come home pissed and had a slash in the wardrobe.
Sure.
You know, you could get over that. He's ruined her career. You know, that's quite a serious thing to do, isn't it? Ruin someone's career. You can't make that up with, you know, breakfast in bed.
Politicians ruin their own careers by going on Big Brother.
Would you like me to be the cat?
Yeah, OK.
Tonight's going to be a very different kind of 8 out of 10 cats. Did you like the fellow? Did you like George Galloway?
At first, I thought he was like really crafty, he had like shifty eyes and everything, but he completely changed my mind about him by cheating and lying, and then I realised that from my gut instinct he was a very horrible man. And do you know what?
So sorry, at first you thought he had shifty eyes, and then you realised he was horrible. He really changed your mind, yeah, didn't he?
I realised he was horrible, then I realised that he was actually all right, but he weren't all right, because he turned out that he was actually horrible.
When someone changes your mind, you've got to end up in a different place than when you started. That's the whole nature of changing one's mind.
Do you know what the funny thing is? I was on a shoot today, right, and I come out, right, on... no, not like
I'm
that,
living the
right?
dream.
I am living the dream. No, right, I am living the dream, but I walked out, right, on a street, a London street, with no one else around, and who do I bump into?
Was it Batman?
No, George Galloway.
Yeah, because he's following you. Was he in the back of a van with some binoculars? Oh, what a coincidence, Chantal.
How was it when you bumped into George, then? Did you...
It's just, he asked me how my nan was, which was the first question that came out of his mouth.
How was your nan?
My nan's fine.
Are you sure that isn't just a slang expression he uses?
How's your nan?
In some places they call it a pitter.
Well, let's have a look if Tessa Jowell is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. 12% of British men admit having been reduced to tears during a shopping trip. True or false?
I only cried once, and it's when I went to DFS and bought a sofa full price.
The one day of the year.
I've been very upset by stuff I've bought. I fell out with this girlfriend of mine because you know, she's getting really upset because she thinks there's a big difference between, like, semi-skimmed and banana-flavoured milk.
12% of British men admit having been reduced to tears during a shopping trip. True or false? What do you think?
We all think it's true.
You think it's true? Well, I'm afraid you're wrong. Actually, just 3% of men have broken down and cried during a shopping trip. In their defence, they were shopping for their wife's coffin. It's the one she would have wanted. What, the first one you saw? Yeah. Did you know, for example, the minimum pay for a prisoner in a British jail is £4 per week? They say crime doesn't pay, but it does. £4 a week. The average German wakes up at 6:23 a.m. Well, it's difficult to sleep with all that on your conscience. And 40% of people use their mobile phone to cheat on their partner. I use Mr. Tinkle. Let's get started. Sean, Vic, Rafe, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I guess on the topic of reality television, Lee, that's what I'm talking about, McQueen winning The Apprentice.
He doesn't. He's never said that's what I'm talking about. He says, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's how that works. Did you watch any of The Apprentice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I never had my finger away from the button where it was on.
I like Don.
Didn't he? Yeah.
The thing I like best about Serrano Sugar is he's mental. Clearly he's mental. Because he brings them together. He goes, right, you're probably wondering why we're at the Tate Modern. That's right, we're making fudge. Yeah, you're probably wondering why we're at Duxford Air Museum. That's right, children's coffins.
It's all part of his policy to try and intimidate.
Yeah, and why did you have to do everything on a weird fax phone?
weird fact.
You had to
thing.
make all the phone calls in the series like that
using a normal telephone with the loudspeaker function switched on.
It's terrible. It's terrible when twins fall out, isn't it?
Rachel, do you not get a little bit unnerved by Nick and Margaret always, like, hiding behind plant pots, just taking notes? And even when it was something they didn't even care about, like, you could be washing cars and they'd be going...
What were you doing before you were on The Apprentice?
I thought he was the Ents officer in 8.5 Hot Mum. It might just be me. You know, sometimes grammatical things annoy you. His catchphrase is, "You're fired," yet you haven't got the job yet. So really, it shouldn't be "you're fired," because it's about trying to get the job. It should be, "You're not on the Apprentice show anymore." That's what it should be.
You're right, of course.
It's a bit like... Thank you. It's a bit like... You remember Bruce Forsyth's catchphrase was, "Nice to see you nice." It doesn't make any sense. What it should be is, "Nice to see you." No, really, it's nice to see you. It's the same
That's why he's
problem.
never going to get fucking anywhere, sure. Well, let's have a look and see whether The Apprentice is one of the most talked about things this week. It is the 5th most talked about thing this week. Yes, The Apprentice ended this week. Tragically, due to a mix-up at the BBC, the winner of The Apprentice is going to be playing Nancy in a West End production of Oliver. 1 in 3 iPad owners use it on the toilet. Of course, they're fully backed up, so plenty of time to use their iPad. And 26% of British couples enjoy role play. My girlfriend loves role play. Her favourite is when she plays the role of a middle-aged woman with a headache. Right, let's get started. Sean's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Hannibal's just come over from America.
Yeah.
What sort of things do you think we've been talking about?
They've been talking about the Olympics, football or soccer, and your all types of stuff. Yeah. All types of stuff is happening. It's a busy place.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's exciting, isn't it? It's an exciting place.
Not really for me, but I could, like, if you're excited, I'm happy for you.
Well, I'm just But it might be the travel chaos at Heathrow. I don't see why people are complaining so much. You know, they're queuing for 3 hours to get into Britain. People queue for 4 hours to do a ride at a theme park. This is a whole country you're getting into. I mean, imagine what a ride that is. Within 20 minutes of Heathrow, you're in Hammersmith. Woo! Did you have any trouble getting through Heathrow?
Yeah, it took about an hour, and that was the fast track lane, because I travel well. And,
sure.
And it took a while, and I wasn't happy about it, but I listened to some podcasts and some music, and I judged people. You get to judge people, and the line keeps going around, so you get to judge people 6 times. You find different stuff to judge about them. Like, I didn't even know I hated that about you. You got so many layers.
I wonder whether this chaos has been caused by those new... They've got those new X-ray machines now. They're like body scanners, aren't they? They're basically, they can sort of see what you look like naked. And I wonder if that's holding things up. Should we send another one through, Bob? Give me a minute.
Could be. You can tell you're an actor. You can really tell that trained. Because I'd have just done a very... I mean, it wouldn't have been convincing at all, but... I felt like I was in your bedroom then. I was in a queue at Heathrow, and I think part of the problem is that the passport, the immigration officials, this guy had glasses on. And he needed 2 pairs of glasses, so he'd get your passport and he'd go like that. I'll put the reading glasses on like that. Look at that. And then to look at you, he'd go, hang on a sec, and he'd take them off. And he'd go, and a quick check again like that. And then he'd go, purpose of visit, hang on a sec, like that. And he was there for about 5 minutes. Just a pair of bifocals. I'd have sailed through.
Well, that's not one of the most talked about things this week, but there's been travel chaos at Heathrow. Because of the queues, terrorists are being urged to delay the timers on their bombs by an extra 3 hours. John's team, what else do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Well, I guess the reason that the gentleman to my right is here. I mean, you should still be on The Voice. I think we all know this.
Oh, thank you.
It must have been terrifying.
It was terrifying. Absolutely bloody terrifying.
It's Tom Jones, isn't he?
I know. He's scary. I feel I can't really remember anything. Just all a bit scary. And then I got kicked out, really. It's the cycle of it.
There was an old man, it was a bit scary, and then
Yeah.
you got kicked out. You cried, though, at the end, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
That makes for great television
Oh,
when
wow,
someone
I know.
cries.
The drama there.
We're hoping to recreate it this evening.
Oh,
See
yeah?
how we do.
I felt sorry for you when you got voted off because, for me, it wasn't your fault because music officially died at the launch of that show when the 4 judges performed Beautiful Day by U2.
I think what you've got to remember, Sam, fame is a bit like a snowman. And by coming on this show, it means your carrot's dropped off. And it started to rain. One of your arms has just slipped down. You've still got the scarf and the little bits of coal in your eyes. So...
No, Sam, you are not the voice. That's okay. You are the moves, you are the quiff, you are the fashion. You can come on the ass. That's a show I'm developing. No! It's a new show I'm developing, The Ass.
The Ass.
And the judges are Kim Kardashian and J-Lo and Nicki Minaj and Beyonce. And they look at an ass. And then based on that ass, they decide whether they want to hear your talent. And if you don't have one, you're on Kim Kardashian's team. You can come on the ass. Don't worry, I'll write you in.
Perfect.
Might be time for another one of your mimes.
You're better off out of it, because I think since they've got rid of the turning chairs, the show's kind of... it's crap, really. It's pointless without the spinning chairs, isn't it?
It was good with the spinning chairs.
Yeah. They should go up and down, whether they like you or not. Like, if Tom likes you, he goes, I think you're bloody great, you are, like that, he goes...
Yeah, but I think if Tom's chair goes up, he's going to think he's going to bed.
Yeah.
Should we have a look and see whether The Voice is one of the most talked about things this week? Yes, indeed. Did you know, for example, a survey recently revealed the average British worker spends 25 minutes on Facebook every day, and that figure rises to 4 hours if they answer the question honestly. 4 out of 10 workplace relationships result in marriage, and 6 in 10 result in a written warning about the incident in the stationery cupboard. And almost a third of men aged between 20 and 34 live at home with their parents, the most common reasons being cost, convenience, and if you're from Norfolk, sex on tap. Right, let's get started.
Thing you do. I can't stand it. That thing you do like a little skip, you go, and then you go... You go...
But Sean, you try it. If you walk from there to there, you've got to then turn round.
Look, you just do that.
Well, how would you do it? How would you do it? Fine, let's see.
Walk on.
Not easy, Sean. Yeah, OK, all right. Sean Lock, everyone. Sean Lock.
You don't do this.
What is your problem? I've got a wobbly head. I've got a wobbly head.
Apart from that, I think you're great. I think you're amazing, Jimmy.
So, most annoying habit...
Nose picking.
That is the right answer. Nose picking, yeah. Yes, the most annoying habit is nose picking. I tell you, he was terrible at nose picking. Michael Jackson. He just could not make up his mind. John, Mark, example. Are we going to call you Elliot or example?
Call me by my real name just for this show.
OK, example.
Elliot.
Well, I watched X Factor this week, and it was very exciting because Cecil was off sick, so Nadia had to step in. Neville was in the bottom 2 because Phyllis said his song choice was all wrong. Anyway, he got saved and Humphrey's gone out. And I might have got the names wrong, but frankly, who gives a shit? Because the one I hate is Frankie Kokoza.
Oh.
They're desperate to report that he's cool in my desperate campaign against the most despicable human on Earth. This week, they said, he's been out on a 12-hour bender. He went to Wetherspoons and had a few beers with his mates. Then they went to a club, he got ID'd, and they went back to a house. That's hardly like Oasis throwing a donkey through a hotel window or anything, is it? He got ID'd and he went home. That's not a bender, is it? And then he took 3 girls this week to car parks.
What?
He took them to NCP... Well, fair play. It's more expensive to take a girl to an NCP car park than a hotel.
I hate it. You've got to have no talent at all and go on there and they're awful.
Have you heard Frankie
Leona
Composer?
Lewis, no talent?
Well, she can sing, but that's about it.
Yeah, but she's a singer, so that's like the most important
I mean,
part.
I can't sing as good as her, but I've been struggling for years to get to this position, to get on this show.
Looking now, though.
It is a weird thing, though, because, like, from your world, from sort of, you know, if you're a rapper, could a rapper ever get anywhere?
Well, it's not
on
even
X Factor?
rappers. Like, you know, anyone who started off from, like, you know, grassroots or underground, you know, like touring for years. Like, I've done nearly 1,500 gigs, and you know, sort of, you do all these gigs. It's, you know, like stand-up comedy. You know, start off at the bottom and just build your way up, and then if you're good, you get a chance at making it if you work really hard. And these guys, seemingly, just come out of nowhere on TV for a couple of months, and then they've, you know, record contracts and...
A lot of them on X Factor go on to become household names, like
And then-
Vanish. Did you know, for example, 47% of people think their partner isn't interested in hearing about their day? Correct. 75% of Americans do a big weekly food shop every day. And only 29% of women reach orgasm every time they have sex. I've got a tip for those women, or if they like, I could put the whole thing in. Right, let's get started. Johnstein, what do you think the nation should be talking about this year?
It must be the Wimbledon final.
Oh, exciting. No.
No?
No?
Tennis.
What's the matter with tennis?
Well, I'll be dead honest with you. I used to play the third most boring sport known to man. Cricket, only trumped by tennis and Formula 1.
Do you not like cricket?
It was a means to an end.
I thought it was an incredible thing. A British man won for the first time in 77 years.
And he hasn't won it since, Jimmy. Let's not let him off. This country hasn't had a Wimbledon winner for nearly 6 months now, and I've had enough. The sad thing, it's a boring name, Andy Murray, as well, isn't it? If his name was, like, Dick Gobbler or something, then... At least now in 50 years, when Sue Barker goes, and of course Britain hasn't had a Wimbledon men's champion since Dick Gobbler. Just going to keep hearing Andy Murray all the time.
It was weird that they started talking about 77 years of wait is over. And actually, when he won, it was like, thought I'd feel better than that. To me, nothing really can trump that dressage gold at the Olympics.
Lorraine, you're Scottish, so presumably
I am
Andy...
well spotted.
Well, you're not like full-on Scottish. You're like
Just a tiny bit.
I can understand what you're saying. You're Scottish light.
OK,
Now, did it mean a lot to you? That
Oh,
Andy...
absolutely. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And I think it's a shame that everybody goes on about him being dour.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he's Scottish. I mean, you know...
He spread sunshine everywhere, isn't he?
And remember he cried. Remember he cried when he lost, and then we quite liked him because he cried. No?
No, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. I mean, the reason I don't like tennis is because I'm left-handed, and you know you can't play if you're left-handed. So
You can.
you can't play tennis.
You can.
You can't play tennis with your left hand.
Yes, you can. You can do whatever you like.
There's no left-handed tennis players.
There is.
Other than Nadal?
There's loads.
He's all right. That's his greatest trick, is making us think he's using his left hand. if you hit the ball, if you've tennis ball, if you've got the right hand, you hit it, it goes that way. But if you've got your left hand, you hit it, it goes behind you. I have to play backwards like that. There's someone shouting me where the ball's coming. That's why I gave up. This is a stupid game. I'm with Freddie on this.
Let's have a look and see if it's up there. Of course it is. Yes, in July, Andy Murray won Wimbledon for the first time. Sue Barker presented Murray with the trophy 77 years after she presented it to Fred Perry. All across Scotland, people stopped what they were doing to watch the historic match. They paused Braveheart, put down their crack pipes, turned off the proclaimers, and finished. and finished frantically searching between their toes for a viable vein. To salute Murray's amazing victory. The UK is the 5th fattest nation in Europe. So who's fatter than us? Well, I believe it's Latvia, Sardinia, Slovenia and the Orkney Islands. A recent study revealed Taiwan is the best country in the world for expats. My auntie is now an expat. He calls himself Chris. Never been happier. Right, let's get started. What do you think people have been talking about sports-wise?
Maybe the Paralympics, Jimmy? Well, there's a Paralympics and then there's the boring Olympics, frankly. That's why they put the Paralympics on second, because you couldn't put the Paralympics on first and then watch the other boring Olympics. Because you'd be like, oh my God, Tom Daly's going to dive. Wait, he's got 2 arms. Boring!
I mean, how hard would it be for you to go for another cycle, another Paralympic cycle?
Well, I
think stick to swimming. Take an interest.
My plan is to go to another Paralympics, and then I'm going to join the Boccia team.
Boccia?
So Boccia is when there's a white ball, and they're normally in teams.
Right.
And they just try and, like, get the ball to that white ball as close as they can.
The next Paralympics you'll go, and then you'll join another team and try and do another Olympics.
Yeah, probably. That's my aim.
Gabby, you watch the Paralympics, I
Oh,
presume?
yeah. I wasn't out there. I've been out there for the Olympics, but I wasn't out there for the Paralympics. So I watched it at home and enjoyed it as a viewer, and they just did magnificently. The whole team was incredible, because London was such a success. I don't think anybody thought they could achieve, that and then go some, and double their tally of gold.
I love the Paralympics because it's inspirational.
It's bought your house, isn't it?
Not yet, mate. Wait till Tug, yeah? I love it because, we're successful. But it's like once every 4 years I get to go into a room and I'm not like the weirdest looking one in there. It's like not on it.
Is it like, sometimes if you saw like someone with like a prosthetic leg and you was walking, you might wait to hold the door open, where occasionally it might have been, if you're both able-bodied, it's sort of like a 50-50 who's going to open the door. But I don't know, like, is there sort of different levels at the Paralympics of like...
There's a hierarchy, the blind ones, no one gives a fuck about.
I saw 2 blind blokes at a train station bump into each other, and one said sorry, and the other went, don't worry about it. I don't know how they worked out who was wrong.
You should see at the village, it's like, for especially blind people, you see a visually impaired person, like, all just, like, holding each other, like, guiding each other.
Who's at the front?
A visually impaired person.
Well, are they still there?
The village is brilliant, isn't it? It's like someone's got one of us wet and we've multiplied.
Everywhere you look,
there's so many disabled people.
I bet the parking spaces are rammed. I thought we would have had a really busy day. Geezer at the train station does the ramp on the train.
Oh, yeah.
Get all the spectators coming. when the train pulls in and he has to get the ramp out.
Like,
what's going on? It's 2 hours in my shift.
When we went on the plane out there, we were on the plane with some of the Paralympians. And because they have that little aisle wheelchair.
Yeah.
So there's only one to get them through. So they're all dumping their wheelchairs at the start. And the bloke who's in it just looks and goes, oh, you're fucking... It was a queue right back into the terminal.
OK, let's have a look and see if the Paralympics is up there. Yes, it's the Paralympics. Ticket sales for the Paralympics were disappointing, but when I first heard there were a lot of empty chairs in the stadium, I thought there's been a miracle. 8% of men want to marry a teacher. I used to go out with a teacher. If I wanted to have sex, she always insisted I put my hand up first. Did you know, for example, 7% of people don't wear underwear? Sadly, though, it's not the 7% of people you hoped. 25% of men say they can tell if a woman is faking an orgasm. My girlfriend doesn't fake it. Last week, she told me that she had the most mind-blowing orgasm of her life. God, I wish I'd been there. Right, let's get started.
There's never been a better time, if you want to support Greece, is to get pissed on an ouzo. Just go, I'll support a Greek economy.
Ouzo, it's the last thing at a party. You know you've had a good party if you get down to the ouzo.
Yeah. Well, ouzo, you notice they never advertise it. Because the only way you could advertise it would be a man wiping his arse with his own pants. Uzo, tonight's going to be interesting.
You know with Uzo, genuinely, if you put it in an eye drop and put it on your own eyes...
Oh, Johnny!
It's like having X-ray specs for about 10 seconds and then it starts to really burn. You have 10 seconds of going...
That is a man that spent some time with alcohol. When I first met you, you were drinking, I think it was Baileys and Cointreau in pints.
Yeah, that was like a Gaviscon.
John, what else do you think made the list?
Mare shit.
Mare shit.
Yeah.
Mare shit, yeah.
That's happening.
For real.
Here's all the Boris and Ken stuff and who's going to win. I think if anyone should win, it's probably better to be Boris, because at least he could give a good speech at the Olympics, rather than Ken. He always sounds like he's just about to embark upon a lecture about, like, interesting developments in drainage or something. He hasn't got the majesty to hold it, unlike Boris, I think.
Yeah, but we're looking for a mayor, not a town crier.
They already had a fight, didn't they? They had a fight in a lift.
Yes.
Boris pinned Ken up against a wall and called him an effing liar.
Yeah. 3 times.
Thrice.
Thrice.
Thrice. And then Brian Paddock was in there and he said, oh, I nearly arrested you. And the Green Party lady, she couldn't say anything because she should have been using the stairs.
A 19-year-old from Chorley has had the face of Boris tattooed on his leg. It was all a misunderstanding. He asked for an anchor. Do you want to have a look at this tattoo? It's a genuine thing. He's had a tattoo of Boris. Have a look.
That's great. What a good tattoo, though. What a good piece of artwork that is.
Always seeing the positive. That's what we like about you.
It is.
Yeah, nice. You know what
I'd
you
like
can
to have Sean Locke tattooed on my back, because he's my favourite comedian.
He's your favourite comedian?
Sorry. Yeah, at the moment.
Really?
A picture of Sean Locke on your back?
Yeah,
That'd be slightly off-putting for me later.
Yeah.
35% of Americans think British accents are attractive. Well, jolly nice of you to say so, fatty. 19% of people who bought Katie Price's latest book, Love, Lipstick and Lies, haven't read it yet. Fine, we haven't read it, she didn't write it, everyone's happy. Right, let's get started. So we asked our studio audience, do you think you have common sense? Yes or no? John, do you think you've got common sense?
I think I've got too much common sense, yeah. I think I would say that as a result, I'm bordering on the tedious. I don't think I've ever lost my keys or locked myself out, or... I can't remember the last time I fell over.
I fell over last year. I fell down the stairs and I broke my nose. Now, that does not make life more exciting.
Although, ka-ching, Stan a stairlift advert.
How did you fall down the stairs?
I had high heels on and a rucksack. I always go around with
High heels and a rucksack? Oh, tell me more.
And you were dressed as a beefeater?
No, I always have a rucksack. I don't like handbags, so I can put both hands in my pockets. So when I trip...
You can break your nose.
Well, I will say maybe I'm too commonsensical, but if I am going down the stairs in high heels, I don't put my hands in my pockets.
You know what I've always thought is not a thing of common sense is I've never understood why people test bath water with their elbows.
Oh, no, you've got to use a baby.
No. Why do people always use their elbows to test bath water? Because you never put your elbows in the bath, then you sit there like that. Your elbows never go in the actual bath. And really, what you should test water with is with your balls. And that way you would know exactly what the temperature is.
OK. Of course, the people with the most common sense are probably, practical people like plumbers. Have a look at some of their fine work.
Well, maybe that's the Siamese twins.
Yeah. Good. Take a look at this one. How do you explain that? Mr. Tickle, maybe? OK, the next one is pretty special, I think. This is an amazing piece of... I don't want them to see my face, but my junk, yeah, I'm fine with that. Fern, do you think you've got common sense?
I've been told by a lot of people that I don't have any, but to me it all seems logical. Like, I put knives in toasters and things. Is that a bad thing to do?
They are better hot.
Yeah.
So what's the thing that you've done that you've kind of gone, oh, actually, that was a bit crazy?
Oh, I was on the phone once talking to my friend when I was at school. I was playing with some paracetamol pills with the other
Sure,
hand.
you play with paracetamol, yeah? As a child, yeah, sure.
I started putting
Scottish
it in
Lego.
in and out of my ear, and then I had to go to a hospital to get it removed from my ear.
And then when they took it out, did you go, oh, it sort of aches a bit, and they went, just have a paracetamol?
It was dead funny to go, you know it should go in your mouth.
I've just remembered something I did, which is very stupid when I was a kid, walking home from school, and I must have been about 7 or 8 years old, and there used to be a level crossing that went up like that. And I had a parka with toggles, and he'd be waiting for the train to go... No. And I was playing with my toggles, and I tied, like, not just one, about 4 knots across the railing. And I was just in a dream world, and then the thing started going up. And I was hanging on to this railing in the sky. And luckily, this guy got out of his car and sort of climbed up and cut me down as I was going...
What are you going to go for, Sean?
Yes.
OK, you're going yes? I can tell you the answer is yes. 76% of our studio audience think they have common sense. Did you know, for example, 80% of obese people say they've got no idea how much they should be eating? Here's a clue, less than that. 30% of people say their favourite meal hasn't changed since childhood. My favourite meal's still the same, sucking on boobies. Right, Mum? And 18% of the population has sleepwalked. My girlfriend's a terrible sleepwalker. A few weeks ago, she sleepwalked out of the house, met up with her ex-boyfriend, they sleep-shagged, and now she sleep-left me. When she wakes up, she's going to be so embarrassed. Right, let's get started. Sean, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
I think people have been talking about Guy Fawkes Night.
Did you go to a bonfire?
No. I don't really like fireworks. I think they're like looking at views. Just boring after a while.
Yeah, views. Yeah. I mean, the whole eye is overrated as far as I'm concerned. You don't like views?
But listen, you go out and then you've got to look at the fireworks and you go, this is great. And then 3 minutes in, you think, I'm bored now, I'm cold. And then you're stuck there.
Sean, is it a big night in your house? Do you do the bonfires?
Yeah, I like the bonfire thing. I mean, I had to take the RSPCA's advice quite seriously because they said you should check under your bonfire for sleeping hedgehogs. And I couldn't find any, but luckily I had some in the freezer. So. Yeah, got that sorted.
Yeah, sure. I think I look like Guy Fawkes because the people on our road did an effigy and it really looked like me. They'd done it on our road. It was right in front of my house. It was kind of in my front garden. They'd even used, like, a photocopy of my face. And they were, like, chanting, "Weirdo out, weirdo out, weirdo out," which must be, like, a traditional chant or something.
John, did you go to a fireworks display?
It was a landmark year for me. This was the first year when I couldn't even be bothered to go to the window to look. Usually, if I hear some, I'll go and have a look at my neighbour's fireworks. But this year, I just thought, nah, I'm enjoying Gogglebox.
I think anyone who pays an entrance fee to a bonfire display doesn't understand what the sky is. Like, £2 in, I'm going to stand on that car over there and play with my £2 that I've just saved.
Taunt them with it.
Yeah, just...
The best firework display, I think, in history was in Scotland a couple of years ago. It was meant to last half an hour, but due to a technical hitch, all the fireworks went off in under a minute. Let's have a look. This was meant to last half an hour. it to the window for that, wouldn't you, John?
I would have, yeah, if I'd have heard Armageddon outside my window.
Just imagine being there thinking, oh, how are they going to follow this up? Oh, they're not.
I'd like to have seen the guy's face who lit them all and at the end just stood there just like that. I don't know.
Yeah, would you try to stop them? I reckon he just wanted to beat the traffic. He just sat and just ran to his car.
Let's have a look and see if Firework Night is up there. Yes, it was Bonfire Night this week. In one town in Kent, locals burnt an effigy of Apprentice star Katie Hopkins, which seems crazy because you can get the real Katie Hopkins for £75 plus travel. Did you know, for example, on average, British men spend £1,412 on an engagement ring? They would have spent less, but the grabby metal crane game at the fun fair kept losing its grip. 33% of Brits think Mount Everest is in Europe, which I'm guessing means it isn't. Bloody idiots. And 1 in 5 Brits has sent a racy text message to the wrong person. I once wrote an explicit text to my girlfriend's mum, but somehow I sent it to my girlfriend by mistake. Right, let's get started. John, Sarah, Patsy, what have the nation been talking about this week?
Oh, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the news of the world. They're closing the news of the world just in case the allegations are true. It's a bit of a clue that they might be. It's a bit like saying, I can't be sure my flatmate was lying when he said he didn't drink the last of the milk, but I have had him killed anyway. But it's good news, isn't it? End of the news of the world.
It's always a bit dodgy when you walk in a newsagent and all of the newspapers have got the same story apart from one that's headline just says, look over there.
The thing is, it's got to a point now where paedophiles watching this scandal unfold can take the moral high ground. What I did was wrong, but I didn't phone up dead soldiers' parents. You know, that's how bad it is, and I think that they had no choice but to get rid of the news of the world. It's no choice but for it to go. But what's odd is that none of the editors are being sacrificed. And it's a bit weird, these editors who said, I didn't know anything about this. It's a bit like a butcher holding up a leg of lamb and going, what, they killed a sheep? I had no idea! This is disgusting!
Patsy, now, you've been in the tabloids a lot over the years. Have the news of the world ran stories about you?
Well, I stopped buying the papers about 15 years ago.
Did you run out of money?
Yeah, I did generally stop because you can't start your day like that, you know, because even if it's not true or it's got some semblance of truth, it's not, you know, it's not healthy.
When it was famous people, when it was, you know, Sienna Miller and it was Jude Law, I think everyone sort of think, well, it's okay, that's the game that they're in.
Yeah.
When it's bereaved families and the families of soldiers, people go, well, they can fuck off. The question is how far.
Well, I think you put that very succinctly, and I can't really add to that, you know.
So how pleased are you today is really what I'm getting at.
I mean, it's, as you say, it's a dark day, I guess, for you know.
It's a dark day for evil journalists.
Jimmy, I mean, I'm trying to be, you know, diplomatic about it. I mean, it's awful and it's right, but,
Don't be diplomatic, they'll shut it down. Fuck them. There's no news to do. Sean Steen, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Kate and... Well, I don't know why they are, but apparently Kate and Wills have been in the news because they went to Canada. Yeah.
What do you mean, woo?
The thing is that this country gets kind of semi-enthusiastic about it, but America go... I mean, it's crazy, crazy news over there. It's like the front of every magazine and... Huh?
America and Canada are different.
You sound exactly the same, Pet.
It's such a boring story. You've got the two most boring people in the world go to the most boring country. Sorry, but Canada is boring. Even their transvestites are women. That's how boring it is.
But I liked it, there was the Canadian pop star who didn't call him the Duke of Cambridge, she called him the douche of Cambridge.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And then apparently William looked at her, laughed. Yeah. You can imagine him going, cut off her head.
Yeah.
He's so dull, he wouldn't. What he'd do, he just goes, oh, I don't know. When you see Kate and Wills, you were watching, I was thinking, kick a moose or something. Kick a moose. rude to an Inuit, piss up against a totem pole, do something. Watching them, I just think...
You're wrong. They've got so many Brits who do all of that. It's good that somebody kind of, you know, they do it right.
It makes you... I'm with Sean. I miss Prince Philip on these trips.
Yeah, I do. It's like £1 million it costs to get them over there. £1 million to go to Canada. For £1 million, I'd want to be paintballing on the moon.
Paintballing on the moon would be difficult.
You spoil everything.
They've had to make up stuff for them to do because them doing normal things. They went to meet a tribe called the Micmac tribe, which is obviously made up. What these guys, they make their own mints. So what you need to do is get a tic-tac knick-knack from the Micmac.
Micmac sounds like they're half Irish, half Scottish, doesn't it?
I tell you, they're heavy drinkers.
He even landed a plane on a lake, and he made that look dull.
But they said it was amazing that he landed a plane on a lake because there's only a handful of British people that can actually do that. I think, yeah, because we haven't all got helicopters. It was a helicopter, wasn't it? We haven't all got lakes or helicopters. I can reverse park a Micra.
I hope you enjoyed those clips. If you want to watch full episodes of 8 Out of 10 Cats, then you can on my YouTube channel. Just, search for it on YouTube and you'll find it, because it's there.